Chat right now. What up, Otto? I don't know if you can hear me. I think it was lagging for a second. But what's poppin', Otto? What up? I hope you're doing great out there, man, and I hope everybody else is doing great too, but especially I hope you're doing great. My man Otto. I'm doing good. I hope you're doing good, homie. And actually, we got an exclusive update on Nick Diaz. An exclusive update on Nick Diaz. Okay, give me a second. I'm still DMing the homie right now. Mr. Nick Diaz himself. I'm doing great. Shit, we got Tuxedo in the building. Shit, boys, I'm sorry for the delays. I'm over here literally DMing Nick right now. I'm literally DMing Nick right now. First timer here. I'm a huge Diaz fan, so you popped in my algo. What's up, bro? What up, Juice Man? Yeah, I'm literally DMing Nick right now. I got a lot to share with you guys. I got a lot to share with you guys. Hey, hey, what up, Myco? I got a lot of news to share with you guys. I mean, I'm literally DMing him as we speak. I don't want to let up on it because I'm probably catching him at a good moment. So just give me a second here. But what up, everybody? Okay, okay. So I think we're good right now for the meantime with Nick. with Mr. Nick Diaz. Lots of updates from Nick Diaz. So let me get caught up on some chats, and then you know what? Let me get a couple things going here. What up, everybody? Though we got everybody in the chat right now, and yeah, we got exclusive updates about Nick Diaz. He sent me a message once he got out of rehab, and we've been talking for about an hour in the DMs. So I'll share you guys the stuff he wants me to let you guys know. I'll share with you guys the stuff he wants me to let you guys know. But while I'm getting set up here, everybody like the stream, subscribe if you're not subscribed. I know we got a couple new people in the chat right now, so make sure you're subscribed. We are about to go on another legendary run, boys. I'm telling you that right now. And it all starts with Nick Diaz getting out of rehab, okay? It all starts with this right here. The beginning of the legendary run, an exclusive update from yours truly about Nick Diaz. Now we're going to go over everything, and then I'm going to read. We're going to go over everything, and then I'm going to read you some of the stuff from Nick right now. But, you know, I'm really debating if I should just ask him if he wants to FaceTime real quick. Real quick. Give me a couple more minutes. Maybe I can get him on FaceTime real quick. Wouldn't that be amazing? Someone said 562. Oh. Did he ask Castro? What up, Miata boy? What up, homie? I'm going to see if we can get Nick on the line. All right, I just shot my shot at Mr. Nick Diaz. We'll see if he's down to come on. If not, it's all good. If not, it's completely cool. But what do you guys think? 2 days. 2 days, no streaming. I'm back, baby. I'm back. I'm rejuvenated. And like I said, the legendary run part 2 starts now. All right, so we'll see if we hear from Nick Diaz. But this is going to be an elaborate breakdown unless I get another response from Nick saying if he'll pop on the stream or not. have it. Nick Diaz has been what's the word? Nick Diaz has been released from Mexican rehab and is back training with his longtime friend Jake Shields at Extreme Couture in Las Vegas. Now, there's a lot of conflating reports on everything related to this. We're going to get to the bottom of this right now because, as you see right here, he's with Martin Sano Jr. as well. Okay. Martin Sano Jr. has been accused of doing Nick dirty by close members of the Diaz brother army, right? Meaning Jose Garcia, aka BJJ Ninja Recovery. He's a close friend of Nate Diaz's as we speak. You know, he's been saying some things about Martin Sano that we're going to get into, but I'm just letting you know now. Martin Sano has been accused of basically being a bad friend of Nick Diaz over the last 1.5 to 2 years from close members of the Diaz army, of Team Diaz. Okay, when I say Diaz army, I'm not talking about the fan base. I'm talking about the actual team. Now, here's the training footage. Nick getting a little bit of play sparring in with Jake. Fresh out of rehab. There is no audio on this. Lagging on the audio or what? The hell's going on here? Or lagging on the video? That's an insane guard right there for my man Nick. He's shelling up. All right, there we go. And then for those wondering, oh, you know, is this real recent training footage or not? Well, Jake Shields captioned the post by saying, a little play sparring with Nick Diaz this morning. Nick was my top sparring partner for over 15 years, so it's good to get back together and train. Tuxedo Mask, thank you for the $2 dono, homie. Much appreciated. Saying it's MMA Diddy back at it again. Shit. I think you must be talking about me. I'm back at it again, homie. Back at it again. Now I got a response from Mr. Nick, so let me read that real quick. Here's also a new video of Nick in a casino after being released from rehab. There with Martin Sano Jr. Okay, Nick is still typing. Let me read what Nick got to say. All right, so two things. Two things. One, Nick wants me to say something nice about his girl. He says he was posted up in rehab for a year, watching me trash her. So, you know what, Nick? Shout out to Kay. Kay's a good woman. And actually, I'll give you guys a real story. Yesterday, I saw Kay posting about Nick Diaz on Instagram, and I reached out to her asking if I could get a little bit of a statement about Nick's current status. You know, what's going on with Nick? Can you give us an official update? No bullshit. She told me she got to talk to Nick. She'll get back to me. Okay. I sent her another message. I didn't hear from her. But today, Nick messaged me, and I think it's because Kay told him that I was looking for a statement. So shout out to Kay for that. I'm assuming that Kay told him to reach out to me. But if that is the case, shout out to Kay. I apologize for negative things I may have said about Kay, but as I told Mr. Nick Diaz, I was only saying those negative things because of what Jose Garcia, BBJ Ninja Recovery, was saying about her. And I believed him because he's literally kicking it with Nate every single day. And I thought if he was lying about Nick on Nick's name, Nate would have been slapped his ass. Now, apparently, you know, Jose has been lying on Nick's name, apparently. Okay. But Nick also says, as far as like not wanting to come on, he's not down to come on right now. But he says, let me get a fight, then I'll come on. You can tell them that. So there we go. Nick says once he gets a fight booked, he'll come on stream. And he told me to tell you guys that. All right. Shout out to fucking Nick. Nick just fucking chopping it up in the DMs right now. Okay. Jacob, best be careful, not sure what to believe. Well, I'm speaking to Nick directly. So I got to go off of what Nick is saying right now. The easiest thing to do is go off of what Nick is saying right now. Hold on, hold on. We're still in the DMs. All right. All right. So this is some of the videos of Nick Diaz, right? All right. I'm gonna get back to Nick later in the DMs, although he probably isn't gonna be available once I hit him back. But okay, so let's go into some other stuff right now. Let's go into some other stuff right now because you hear me keep mentioning BBJ Ninja Recovery. All right, I'm gonna let you know right now. Nick says he's crazy. Nick is telling me in the DMs that BBJ Ninja Recovery's lost his damn mind. Okay, so I mean, we really got to go back on this because he's been posting up a frenzy. Okay, so he posted this about Nick a while ago. We've already kind of covered this. Now, the story about this video right here is that this footage, when BBJ Ninja Recovery posted this 3 weeks ago, saying update, Nick is in better health, been clean and sober for almost a year. Fuck Kayla, fuck Martin Sano. What's crazy is like what the truth that I'm about to tell you. Okay, like I said, Jose Garcia is BBJ Ninja Recovery. All right, so Jose posted this video 3 weeks ago. Like I said, he put Nick is in better health condition, been clean and sober for almost a year. Fuck Kayla, fuck Martin. Now, what does he say in this video? Hey, I'm doing good. I'm gonna be home soon. I give permission to this company to get these squatters out of my house, aka Kayla, his girlfriend, aka Martin Sano, right? Let me play it.
Hey, I'm Nick Diaz. I'd like Squatter Squad and Ruben, Dio, and my family to take care of my house. I'm currently focused on my health, and I'll be home soon.
So Squatter Squad, Ruben, someone and his family to take care of my house, right? Ruben also, Nick is saying, is crazy. So here's the backstory behind this video. This video was not taken 3 weeks ago. This video was a year old, according to Kay, Nick's girlfriend. And number two, Nick was forced to send this video in from his family. His family forced him to send this video in. Then they used this footage to get his girlfriend Kay removed from his house, even though that's not what he wanted. All right, I'm just sharing this with you guys. So when Jose Garcia says fuck Kay, fuck Martin, that's because this video helped get them kicked out of his house temporarily. Eventually, Nick went back on the eviction, and he allowed Kay to go back in his home. But this isn't what Nick wanted, right? Nick was forced to send this video in a year ago, and his family used it to get them kicked out of his house. Now here's more stuff, okay? For those wondering too, because we really got to go back. Now that Nick is out, I mean, we really got to go back, right?
Fucking insane.
You know what? We're going to go back up to here first. We're going to go to the most recent stuff, then we're going to work our way back. I think that makes more sense. Here's Jose Garcia posting, Martin Sano knocked out. Karma is not done. Broke, KO, fraud, domestic violence, restraining order, whatever all this means.
Boy, you weak ass.
Okay, and get ready. Get ready for what you're about to hear in this. BBJ Ninja Recovery, 5 days ago, posted a secretly recorded phone call or something like that. Just read this. Posting this on behalf of Nick's advocates. This audio file is a conversation between Kayla, Nick's girlfriend, and the ex-wife of Martin Sano. Martin is in the background coaching Kayla. Not only is this violating the no contact order, restraining order of Martin's ex against Martin, it is violating the restraining order by the Las Vegas courts, preventing contact of Martin and Kayla as Martin beat up Kayla. These two are the clowns that have been in charge of Nick's life for the past several years while he's been deeply involved in narcotics use, controlling all his social media accounts, his cell phone, and iCloud accounts. His emails taking money from fans for signings that Nick never showed up to that he didn't know about, enabling Nick and grifting off Nick for many, many years, scamming fans on signings, showings, even the parents of a child with cancer, and committing wire, check, and credit card fraud. Kayla even threatened Nick with arrest if he returned back to his own house. And no, Nick didn't tell any judge that she could stay there. She's a squatter with her dad, Greg Ramos, and unfortunately, the IRS will auction his house to sell because of Kayla. If Nick ever ends up in a mental ward and into permanent psychosis due to rampant drug use, it's due to these two addicts. You can obviously tell Kayla is on drugs as well. Cocaine, heroin, fentanyl, and meth is one hell of a mixture. She's done the fentanyl fold before. Damn.
Upset that my
Okay, so this is literally a recorded phone conversation between, like I said, I believe Kay, Nick's girlfriend, and Martin Sano's ex. Let me read the caption to you. At the end of this long post is the conversation between Kay, the ex-girlfriend, and Nicole, the ex-wife of this bum, Martin Sano Jr. You can hear Martin in the background of the conversation coaching Kayla during the conversation. Breaking news, Nick Diaz 2026 update for those who want to see Nick Diaz be successful in his recovery. I'm posting for Nick Diaz 209 advocate and family. This conversation between Martin Sano's ex-wife Nicole and the ex-girlfriend of Nick Diaz. Both Martin Sano and Kayla are currently still squatting in Nick's house. The letter was forwarded to me by Nick's advocate and advisor to post. The text letter explains to all of us what's happening with Nick Diaz's situation. Hoping that this will answer all of your questions about Diaz's recovery. We all want to see Nick away from people that are negative for his recovery and mental health. You got this, Nick. We are all rooting for your We are all rooting for your successful graduation of your program, bro. Now, what's crazy is that Nick doesn't support this. We've been wondering this for months, right? Does Nick support this? Does Nick support Jose Garcia posting all this stuff about him? No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. And it's just crazy because Jose Garcia seems like he's coming from a good place. So that's why I've been so confused. But, I can't explain everything. All I can do is ask questions. Luckily, Nick was answering my questions. And I'm telling you right now, I asked him, why is Jose posting stuff about you if it's not true? And he says Jose's old and lost his damn mind. I'm going to read you the DMs, but we're going to watch this recorded phone conversation right now between Kayla and Nicole. Kayla, Nick's ex-girlfriend or current girlfriend. Nicole, Martin Sano Jr.'s ex-wife.
pussy is pink and good, and Nick loves it. Okay? Fuck off. If I want to pay my fucking property taxes and pussy, I can. Okay?
Yeah. You deserve an award.
Yeah, damn.
You
What?
deserve an award.
Yeah, I do.
Congrats.
Yeah, because I'm like, I know Nick's a whore. He's fucked everybody, but he doesn't want you guys. Like, he said it again and again, like, that you guys, Junior is a part of Nick and I's life. Okay?
Junior is Martin Sano Jr.
Okay?
And Kay's about to say that basically, I don't know if she's joking or what, but she's about to say that her, Nick, and Martin Sano are all three in a relationship. And when Nick gets out of rehab, she's going to try to have a baby with the both of them. I'm not making this up. You're about to hear it. But I'm just letting you know what you're about to hear in case you almost, don't even understand it. And it goes right past you.
He is a huge part of our life, and he's never going to go away. Nick is my man, and Junior's going to be right there forever. Okay? So I don't understand what you want. You want him to step up and be a father to his children? Well, guess what? I just fucking sent him over there to fucking Coco's. Or whatever the fucking hell her name is. Why I don't send him over there to you? Like, because you're a bitch. You have an order of protection on him.
I didn't realize you were his keeper. And you send him places.
100%. We're a family. Me, Nick, and Martin. We're all together. Like it's like a three. Me, Nick, and Martin. Did you not know that? It's always been like that, but it's more better now.
Didn't you threaten Martin at knife point in an apartment in Vegas only a couple years ago?
I don't know what you're talking about. With my pussy? I don't
You
know what you're
keep
talking
knives
about.
in your pussy?
It's-
Oof.
Well, I'm like, everyone keeps coming back. No, but babe, like Martin's my man. Nick's my man. Like they're good. They love each other. Like I love them. Like I don't understand why everyone's fucking like has a problem with this. Do you have a problem with this? Yeah, he has me and Nick. We're all like me, Nick, and Martin. We're trying for a baby right now. As soon as
good.
Nick comes home, I'm trying for a baby with Martin and Nick.
That's perfect. I hope they end up just like you.
Just like me, like what?
Just like you.
How so?
Okay, so you heard the conversation firsthand, right? Couple comments I will read real quick. Meowed Boy says she pays her property tax in what? Tell her I said what's up. Oh, shout out Meowed Boy. He's willing to pay. How much you willing to pay, Meowed Boy? That property tax probably high now, homie. No less than 500. I'm playing. But AD Kid says Jacob may need a third party who can confirm not that Nick is talking to you, but rather what has actually occurred to Nick, mostly because drugs are involved. We all want the best for Nick. AD, two things. Number one, it's for surely Nick talking to me. I know that that's not what you're saying. You're saying to confirm that Nick, I think you're saying you think Nick's talking to me, but we need to double check what Nick is saying is accurate or something like that. Shit. I don't got all those resources, AD, but I will say I know that it's Nick talking to me because he told me he wants to fight Hamza or Alex Pereira. And if you know Nick Diaz, then you know, right? You absolutely know that's something he would say. That's absolutely something he would say. He says the UFC should give him fucking Alex Pereira or Hamzat Chimaev. Shout out to Nick. Now, there's more backstory. We covered this a while ago, about 3 weeks ago when it got posted, but we're going to go over it again. Because now Nick's out, we should cover the story in its entirety.
Shut the fuck up, bitch! How'd that go?
Okay, so here's what Jose Garcia posted 3 weeks ago. A screenshot from K209. Yes, there was Nick Diaz versus Kayla. Without Nick's permission, his mother and his cousin Ruben, whom he hadn't seen in 10 years, filed a restraining order in SJ County, typed it out, and signed Nick's name to it. They did this to use as an eviction tool to get me out of his house while Nick is away, but wrote it out impersonating Nick exactly like they were Nick, as if it was Nick speaking directly about me with a sworn affidavit that she signed too. After Nick's mother called the sheriffs with a fake domestic violence and I was arrested because she told them it was her home, untrue, and also filed a false report and said that Nick was living at the property even though he was in the facility 800 miles away. Nick did not give her permission to take me out of the home or make these calls. SJ sheriffs came with a dozen SUVs with guns and canines looking for Nick. If Nick was here, he could have been harmed in a standoff. All because she lied and then gave them permission to break my door down, and I went to jail over fraudulent paperwork and because the SJ sheriffs couldn't find Nick and didn't do their job to get a hold of Nick. Melissa cost me $4,000 to bail out, and I had to call the sheriff for a wellness check and search the whole house for Nick because they still believed he was inside the home. All of this could have been avoided if the SJ sheriffs did their job and was in contact with Nick directly. Those orders said Nick Diaz on them, and they didn't protect Nick. Then they hired an attorney that fraudulently represented Nick, and in the courtroom, Nick on the phone wouldn't speak to him, to his own attorney And in the courtroom, Nick on the phone wouldn't speak to him, to his own attorney hired by his mother and Ruben, and made it clear that I am his girl and to leave me alone. All of this wasting Nick's UFC check and money to attack me and lose. All orders were dropped on me. There is no restraining order. Nick and I are fine. I am back home and I've spoken to him directly and we are together soon.
Shut the fuck up, bitch.
There's multiple things that are posted on here. So this is from Nick Diaz Army. Who knows who's posting it, but it's a Nick Diaz Facebook or a Nick Diaz Army Facebook page. I'm not all over social media. Nick gave me instructions from day one to get Kayla and her dad out of his house. By the way, he is losing his house because of them. His instructions: 1, get Kayla and her dad out of his house. So I asked him to do a video saying so, and he did. That's the video you guys saw 5 or 10 minutes ago. She threatened him with arrest if he returned to his own home. I wrote down everything he told me and had him read it and sign it via a notary. They saw him on video sign it. Also, multiple witnesses were there watching him sign it. They can provide statements. The only reason the unlawful detainer was dropped was because Nick changed his mind, and the restraining order was dropped as well because he changed his mind. Just said it twice. Oh no. The only reason why the unlawful detainer was dropped was because Nick changed his mind, and the restraining order was dropped as well because he changed his mind. He is the one who signed onto both of them initially. I made sure of that. Most of what she posts is nonsense. I contacted her for months when Nick first got into rehab and called her, and she refused to answer her phone or talk to Nick. She has been invited down to see him personally. Every time I called, she didn't answer. She didn't care about Nick until Nick wanted to kick her out of his house. This whole idea of kicking her out was Nick's idea. All right. But, as time goes on, right, they're saying that Kay's the one who posts nonsense half the time. All these posts from Team, Diaz, quote unquote, are nonsense. Everything that Kay posted, right, she, say what you will, but Nick got out and he's with her. And everything she said is true. The only people who lied to some degree are Jose by saying the video I showed you guys 10 minutes ago was, a recent video of Nick. Kay commented and she said that video is a year old. You guys are fucking capping. And it turns out Kay told the truth on that. I'm just calling it like I see it. 5, I contacted her for months when Nick first... Oh, no, wait. I already read that one. Number 6, she was sleeping with 2 of Nick's friends, minimum, and Nick was with a girl named Emily and called her his girlfriend to his parents on the phone. He was with Emily prior to getting into rehab because Kayla was sleeping with a friend of his. Number 7, I was told Kayla had videos of him to blackmail him. Also, he told me she was disgusting to him and he hadn't slept with her for years. He also asked me to get back his social media platforms, therefore the restraining order. I wrote out what he told me. Number 8, everything I did was on point to attempt to get him away from this woman when he wanted that. I did not sign anything for him. Nick changes his mind constantly. One day she's his girlfriend or fiance, and then he bangs some girl in rehab and calls another girl his woman, and that he wants to have a child with another woman, not Kayla. This is a circus, people. I'm just presenting all the facts to you guys. I've spoken to Nick, so I don't have to do any assuming anymore. All my questions have been answered by Nick, and I will share that with you at the end of this. Yeah, and then they're just saying this is a circus, people. Kayla is a part of it, and this is why Nick's in rehab. He even said she was the reason he was in rehab. Nick is going to explain why he was in rehab, and it's not because of Kayla. It's not because of Kayla. That if he knew how to get back his house on his own, that he wouldn't be in rehab or ever been on drugs as much as he was. She is the problem. Again, from Nick Diaz Army. Okay, so there was that post. Then there was this post. Look, I've also been Nick's GF/fiance/wife. He calls everyone that LOL for 10 years. I will keep my identity private because one thing Nick was good at was protecting me. And over the last 6 years, he especially wanted me protected from Kayla. He was living with me a while back and in a rehab treatment, but left my house and the treatment the second Kayla found out where he was. I have visited him in the current rehab facility he is in, which, by the way, is the best thing for him and the best I have seen him in years. After the hugs and the catching up, the first thing he mentioned was, "Is Kayla out of my house? How much longer? How do I get my social media back from her?" Then he went on to tell me all the things he was working on, but that's none of y'all's business except the part where he mentioned how Kayla is manipulative, how she blackmails him, how he can't get rid of her, how her dad threatens him, and how crazy the whole situation was, and reminded me he wanted me away from all that. I've kept my mouth shut for a very long time. And then BJJ Ninja Recovery posting for a family member slash advocate. This squatter dumb bitch just won't stop her campaign. Some people are so lost in touch with reality. There's no reason to record a conversation during a recovery session while in rehab and post on social media about Nick Diaz 209's personal life and mental state of mind. I believed this is harmful than good in helping my brother Nick to heal and move on to the next phase of the program. This woman who claims to be Nick's fiance and wants to have a baby with Nick, and Martyn, who is Nick's former roommate, wants to be in a happy marriage. This woman is delusional and needs heavy medication or needs to get off drugs herself. All of Nick's family and friends just want to see Nick get better. Those of us helping Nick want nothing in return. All we want to see is Nick to live the life that he deserves. Please keep supporting and pray for my brother Nick Diaz 209. Again, the way BJJ Ninja Recovery posts, it makes it seem like, how could he be lying about Nick? His heart's in the right place, but Nick doesn't support this. I'm going to tell you guys again, Nick doesn't support BJJ Ninja Recovery's posts that he's making about him. And apparently here's what it is. Nick calls recorded by Kayla is a crime. Releasing recorded all of Nick's therapy sessions, which is protected health information, recording calls without his consent. In addition to making Nick look bad due to his changing emotions while in rehab, she failed to release his words that make her look bad and tell a different story. And I got information that he's pissed that she's releasing his therapy sessions where he's on the phone with her. You can see on the calls she's baiting him. Only a narcissist would record calls of a therapy session and bait the patient. Nick is confronting his past and trying to make sense of it. That's the reason for the calls. Nick asked her to stop posting, and she posted, "Fuck your Mexican rehab." Kayla helped him to relapse. Thank you, Kayla, for relapsing Nick and ruining Nick's reputation. Nick really appreciates that you listened to him.
A dumb bitch.
All right. Now let me see. Can I find? Because Kayla did post that last thing I just read was speaking about how Kay uh, shared some recorded phone call some recorded phone calls of her and Nick Diaz. And let's see if I could find it. No, but it looks like it's been deleted. It's been deleted, unfortunately, so we don't have it. But now to get into the update from Nick, right? You guys heard everything from that. Now to get into the update from Nick. Okay, here's the update from Nick. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. Okay. Let me just get to the bottom of all this Nick Diaz stuff. I'm going to read you guys a lot of messages here. So Nick DM'd me. He said, "Hey, bro, can you please stop talking bad about my girl? I got drugged and kidnapped for no reason and trapped for a year. I was not on drugs. I was 175, ready to fight. I walk around at 200, so I understand the concern. But anyone that says otherwise, I will deal with when I see them, and I will see them at some point. She was making fun of me after picking me up from a 10-mile run for burning an incense and sticking it in the ground. If you watch the video closely, I was not spun out." Okay, so let's take a look at the video Nick is referring to, because to be honest with you guys, I will say I was the very first one who posted this video of Nick, right? Last year, I posted this video of Nick first after it surfaced online, And, you know, everyone was telling me that's not really Nick Diaz. You're a dumbass. Of course it was fucking Nick. Okay? Of course it was fucking Nick. All right, here's the video Nick's talking about that I just, from the message I read that he sent me, right? This is the video he's talking about. 12 million views. 12 million views this post got. All right. I captioned it. A video of Nick Diaz by himself, shirtless in public, trying to light a random piece of grass on fire has surfaced online ahead of his MMA return against Vicente Luque on December 7th. So he was about a month out because I posted this on November 9th, 2024. And then I said thoughts on this video surfacing shortly after his fight with Luque got announced. Now, it turns out Nick was lighting incense. I got more on this, but Nick was lighting incense, number one. Number two, he just got done with a 10-mile run. Number three, he was in shape, ready for the Vicente Luque fight. So that explains, you know, the skinniness. That explains maybe being shirtless or whatever. That explains lighting incense. And again, it's not for me to make opinions anymore. I spoke to Nick directly. I'm going to just relay the information Nick is sharing, and I will let you guys form your opinions, okay? I will let you guys form your opinions. But here's the video Nick messaged me about. And, you know, a lot of people were saying Nick's girlfriend posted this. He confirmed it. Nick confirmed it to me. Nick's girlfriend did post this. She was making fun of him for doing this, okay?
Nick,
What? What are you doing?
are you okay?
What's that for?
Are you all right?
Yes.
One more time.
Nick,
What? What are you doing?
are you okay?
What's that for?
Are you all right?
Yes.
Okay. So back to the messages from Nick, the updates from Nick, right? I got them for you. I got them for you. I told you guys exclusive update only from me. So I basically, you know, I told Nick, you know, I won't speak bad about your girl. Apologize if I have in the past. Most likely it was in reaction to what Jose Garcia has been saying about her, you know, and all that stuff. And then I said, I still have some questions about what's been going on over the past year if you'd be willing to answer. He said, sure. So I said, why does Jose Garcia keep posting negative things about your girl and Martin Sano Jr.? And then, you know, he added this in from the previous thing we were talking about, which was that incense video, this one right here. And he says, I burn incense in the dirt for my dead friends and girlfriend. My girlfriend died in the same spot as this guy who died and was found frozen a year later. His family would leave incense where they found him, so I would always do the same. My girl now likes to make fun of me. There is something wrong with Jose. He is old and on a sick one. Okay, so Nick Diaz was saying he wasn't lighting grass on fire in this video. He was lighting incense because this is where his girlfriend and his friend died, apparently. So right here, he's saying, I burn incense in the dirt for my dead friends and girlfriend. My girl died in the same spot as this guy who died and was found frozen a year later. His family would leave incense where they found him, so I would always do the same. My girl now likes to make fun of me. Okay, so that's what he's explaining here. Okay, we finally have the answer from Nick Diaz himself. From Nick Diaz himself. All right. And now speaking on BBJ Ninja Recovery, and, you know, him saying negative things about Kay and Martin Sano Jr., who Nick is photographed with right here, fresh out of rehab, first day out of rehab, he's with Martin Sano. Okay, so obviously what BBJ Ninja Recovery has been saying has been somewhat cap, or I don't know. Anyway, I told Nick, I said, I've been going off information he's been posting because he seems like he has your back, but I guess not. And then Nick responds, he goes, Junior and my girl are all I have and have been for the last 7 years since me and Heather split up. And then he said, I know, and I don't know where they got that bad pic of me, but it was just a bad pic. So there's been a couple bad pics that BBJ Ninja Recovery has posted about Nick. Let's just pull up all the context, right? Because We're covering the whole story in its entirety right now. This might be one of the bad picks that Nick is referring to. This one was showing that he looks better, right? But this is the bad pick that he might be referring to. And then even look at it here too, right? BBJ says, reporting the first picture taken about a year ago when Nick Diaz was under Martin Sandro and Kayla's care. Both took advantage. Second pick, 11/28/2025. Welfare checkup for Nick Diaz. Thank you for all of your concerns for my brother Nick. Nick is still in the program and doing well. Of course, he wants to go home early and not finish the program, which is accurate. Nick has not wanted to fucking finish the program. He has wanted to come home early. He doesn't feel like he has a problem. But anyway, which is not advised by the program director and his advocates. He has partially recovered from the substance use, but still has a lot of scar tissue to be healed according to the current MRI results. Never mind Nick's ex-girlfriend trying to pull Nick out of rehab for her benefits, because currently she has to evacuate Nick's house where she is squatting for a while. She's not the brightest crayon in the box. Nick is persuading her to get him out early and get back out. So they're not taking, so see how Nick is, like, this is all accurate. You know, Nick has been asking her to get him out, but the people close to Nick, you know, they don't want him to get out. So if you guys are not reading between the lines here, basically, I think Nick's immediate family, you know, including his mom, including his cousin Ruben, including BBJ Ninja Recovery, maybe Nate, I don't know, but maybe Nate, they all want Nick in rehab. Nick doesn't want to be in rehab. And the only person who's really communicating and listening to him and trying to obey his wishes is Kay. All right. I'm just relaying everything. Continuing. Also, to make the circus more messy, she now has a restraining order on Sano Jr., who has a warrant for his arrest currently. To make matters worse, Nick's property is being auctioned off. It went to foreclose. Caesar deposit some money for Nick and Kayla. The money was, oh, actually, that whole thing about Caesar turned out to be capped, so I'm not even going to confuse you guys by reading it. Okay, so it also goes, the next step for Diaz is to hopefully go to a CTE/TBI program to help him heal from the brain scarring from all the years of fighting. Nick's ex is trying to make it look like Nick is being abused and mistreated, which is false. Nick told me he's been being abused and mistreated. She has used AI technology to create illusions of Nick being with her recently. Don't believe that Nick was kidnapped and is being abused. Nick told me he was kidnapped, and he told me he was abused, essentially. Y'all look at the current picture sent to me by his advocates who asked me to post for Diaz and his advocates. Now let me enjoy the holidays with my family minus the drama. Okay, so that's a bad picture that Nick might have been referring to, but there was a couple other ones too. Maybe they've been deleted by now. They've been posted over the last several months. If you guys have seen them, you've seen them. So here he is posting about Kayla getting locked up, saying posting for family members in regards to the public disrespect of Kayla the squatter to Nick Diaz's mom. This narcissistic ex-girlfriend was arrested for violating court orders. It's on public record. This ex-girlfriend, after a week away, broke in back in Nick Diaz's house and barricaded herself. The video surveillance alerted Nick Diaz's mom, so she called the police to get the ex out, but the sheriff's department couldn't do anything about it because the Diaz family have to go through the eviction process all over again. This incident got Kay panties bunched up mad, and got her acting wild on social media for more attention, attacking Nick Diaz's mom good name. Everything Kayla says is a lying scheme to get back with Nick. Kayla, why don't you get a life and stop publicly disgracing yourself and disrespecting Nick's mother? Nick Diaz's personal life has ignited fresh controversy as his girlfriend, known as Kay, publicly accused the UFC star's mother, Melissa Diaz, of filing a fake restraining order against her in a heated Instagram story on September 8th, 2025. Kay called Melissa a bad person, claiming the legal action was unjust despite Kay's support for Nick. I haven't done anything bad enough to deserve my future mother-in-law to attack me and put a fake restraining order and make all these lies up when he loves me. Unacceptable, she wrote. This follows Kay's earlier allegations that Nick was forcibly taken to a Mexico rehab facility by his cousin Ruben, which Nick fucking says is true. Claims refuted by Diaz's coach Cesar Gracie, who insists Nick is healthy and well and denies Kay's girlfriend's status. The MMA community remains divided, with fans on X debating Kay's credibility, absent Nick's own statement. Well, now we have a statement from Nick. And Kay has been nothing but credible after speaking to Nick, I must say. Tracy Collins, somebody named Tracy Collins goes, Jose Garcia, oh, for sure. Hopefully justice will prevail. I mean, how could someone possibly get away with all the abuse, torture, theft, blackmail, doxing, squatting, stalking, etc. that is done to him? Jose responds, oh, wait, it skipped. Just going over her fucking rap sheet and shit. Here's what Kay said about Nick's mom. She's a bad person. I used to defend her when he talked bad about his own mom and was calling her a dumb bitch and making her cry. I don't care what I've done. I haven't done anything bad enough to deserve my future mother-in-law to attack me and put a fake restraining order and make all these lies up when he loves me. Unacceptable. Okay. Nick does clearly love Kay. Nick clearly loves Kay. See, so here's some other things that BBJ Ninja Recovery had been posting over the months. You know, Nick, good morning. Some clowns are going to say it's Photoshop or AI. Anyways, I am pleased to share the latest update on my good friend, along with a photograph taken yesterday, 8/16/25. Diaz's current standings are truly impressive. It is heartwarming to see you have support from someone who genuinely cares about you. Your success is evident in the priceless smile on Nick Diaz. You deserve this major upgrade in happiness. Okay, so let me go back to the DMs, read a few more DMs for you. What a breaking news story this is. So here's what else Nick had to say. Okay, so Nick added, he says that place they sent me to, Ankso, look it up. It's bad. They would hog tie people there and kick the shit out of them. My cousin Ruben is crazy and stole all my money, had my girl kicked out on the street. And then I asked Nick, I said, what did I say? I said, if there's any other message you want me to share with your supporters, let me know and I'll read it out on stream. He says, I never needed treatment, had anger management once. That was good, but I haven't even been a big drinker since TMZ in Hollywood. That was bad, but that was all I was, just sad. So Nick is saying he was just sad. Me and Heather broke up after I had Ruben at my place, and Jose was crazy, freaked her out. She was a good girl, should have got her a dog and stayed home, but wasn't ready after losing fights. Okay. So Nick's girlfriend Heather broke up with him after he had Ruben and Jose at his house, apparently. And I also asked Nick, I said, what are your, or I said, I saw Jose said something about Ruben and your mom getting your girl kicked out of your house. I believed him because I thought your family was doing what you asked them to do. And then he says, my mom is old and messes things up for me. I'm fighting, okay, I'm trying to read these in order. So yeah, his response was, my mom is old and messes things up for me. Then I said, what are your plans now that you're out? He says, I'm fighting. That's all I can do. So that's what I will do. And I said, are you still under contract with UFC? He says, I'll find out tomorrow. And then he also adds that Ruben said if I did what he asked, he would let me out or help me get out, but he was just crazy and keeping me locked up. Okay, so the part where he says if I did what he asked, that was sending in that video, giving permission to get Kayla kicked out of his house. I told Nick, maybe run some boxing. Nick says, I want to box, but I have to be all the way off contract, I believe. And I go, yeah, true. I saw a report that you aren't on the UFC roster anymore about a month ago. He goes, I know, I just saw that. And then I said, or he adds, I don't want to ask UFC myself because they didn't help me get free. They really ruined it for me. I say, UFC didn't help you? He goes, no, they paid to have me locked up. I go, damn, what the fuck? He says, I'm old enough to drink and fuck my life off if I want. This is a free country. So they kidnapped and drugged me. Claimed to drug test me too, but that's not true. I was never drug tested. In Mexico. I don't know why Ruben's not in jail. And I said, no, I feel you. I just think a lot of people care about you and maybe they didn't want to see that happen to you as far as fuck your life off. But kidnapping and drugging you as a grown man is not cool. And then I said, who do you think should be in jail? Ruben? He says, yes. And then he goes, sure, but I was fighting. I wasn't fucking my life off, not at all. And I said, I feel you. Because when he got, locked, or when he went to rehab and stuff, he had a fight coming up. So he's saying he was in shape and all that stuff. And then Nick goes, he thinks I'm in denial and I stayed that way for a year, LOL. Just speaking about Ruben and going against all of his wishes to get out of rehab. So he basically told Nick he was in denial for a whole year. And Nick claims, no, I'm not in denial. I just don't want to fucking be here. And then I go, damn, how did you get out anyway if they're trying to keep you? He says, this guy helped me get out. Called my mom and told her she needs to get me out. My whole family is chronic procrastinators. I said, I see. Well, glad to see you're out and hanging with Jake. Trying to find more DMs. Here's what I also said. I said, are you planning on staying sober and everything, or what is your thoughts about smoking weed and drinking now? And he says, I haven't had a drink for like 5 years for the most part. All right. All right. And I got some juicy news for you guys. I do got some juicy news for you guys. All right. All right. Here's the juicy news. I said, I asked Nick, I said, well, I'm glad to see you're out and hanging with Jake Shields. You and Nate's still cool. Nick responds, no. He needs to slap Jose. And I go, damn, yeah, that's why it's so confusing, because I thought Jose can't be lying or else Nate would have checked him. Nick says about Nate, I would have gone and broke him out the first week. We are not the same. So Nick is kind of, upset that his brother Nate hasn't bailed him out of rehab for all this time. And then I responded and I said, I don't know all the ins and outs of everything, so I can't comment on Nate, but I would assume he wants the best for you. Nick says, I made that fool. I would do anything to save him from that place or those people. And then I responded, I said, maybe he just fell for the same fake news too, ? Nick says, we live different lives, but that's no excuse. I'll be fine. I don't need him. Like he needs me. And I said, I'm sorry to hear that about your brother, man. Hopefully you guys worked things out about what went down over the last year. And then he says, me too, I don't understand. I hope he is okay. He seems to be. I say, yeah, he seems to be doing good from what I see online. That's when I said, I got to ask though, you down to pop on my live for a minute and say what's up to the fans? He says, no, can you please say something nice about my girl? I sat in this place for a year watching you trash her. Let me get a fight, then I'll come on. You can tell them that. And then I said, yes, I'll say something nice about her. All that stuff. And then last thing, pretty much, Nick was saying, that place made me fat. Jose is a creep. I don't know why he lost his mind. He was always crazy, though. One time he beat up my driver in front of Heather, and she was so scared I had to tell her, no, babe, it's okay. I had blood all over my hands from breaking them up. I weigh 202 pounds. I'll beat Pereira or Hamzat. They should let me fight one. And then he told me I should have beat Lawler, but was a bad fight for me while things were that bad. I had broke neck, but got surgery. I can fight now. No, I wasn't thrilled about that. I'm going to break Jose's arm. He wants me to go back to being locked up. LOL. Okay. So that's the exclusive. That is the exclusive update from Mr. Nick Diaz. Let me respond to one of his DMs real quick. All right. So shout out to Mr. Nick Diaz. Shout out to everybody watching. Jacob getting catfished. That is not Nick, Jacob. I'm telling you. I'm pretty sure it's Nick. I'm pretty sure it's Nick. Mike Co says, great stuff. James Pond, Jake Shields' face has always annoyed me. Nick about to request $50. Me Boy says Nick doesn't even have a active Facebook or TikTok account. Someone is pretending to be Nick. Me Boy, what the fuck does the Facebook or TikTok have to do with it? And Nick Diaz was in rehab for like a year. He's like 40, bro. He don't got a fucking TikTok. Tyler Bet says this is either Nick's GF or Anshul Jubilee. It's definitely Nick in my opinion. But we'll see. Like I said, the proof that I got that it's Nick is that he said, give me Hamza or Alex Pereira. That was like, all right, this is fucking Nick. K's not going to say, give me Hamza or Alex Pereira. Me always says, who the fuck is hog tying Nick Diaz? Whoever it is, let me shake his hand because he's a bad motherfucker. I'm dead. I'm dead. AD Kid is telling me, Jacob, a person addicted to drugs and women who is only looking for themselves can easily manipulate the current events. All right, AD Kid, I got you. AD says, Jacob, perhaps some of Nick's day one friends need to come out and help him, but Nick may not want any help. It's definitely a possibility, AD Kid. That's what I'll say. I want to be respectful because I am speaking with Nick directly. And, you know, these are questions we can ask him once we get him on. But I will say that, you know, that could definitely be the situation at hand, AD Kid. I wouldn't rule that out yet. We got to let time kind of play things out a little bit and see. AD says, Jacob, the burning of the incense sounds believable, but most folks at a drug rehab want to get out, and they often leave rehab only relapse. Nah, I know, I feel you. But Nick is claiming he don't got a drug problem, right? So I'm just going to share you guys, you know, what Nick would say. Nick would say, I don't got a drug problem. Is it our job to assume he does have a drug problem? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think it's our job to assume he got a drug problem. He's saying he doesn't. He explained the video, right, where he was burning the incense, why he was looking skinny, right, why his girl was filming him, making fun of him, trolling him. So I don't know. All I can say is, you know, what I've heard from Nick. What up, Unbroken? We got Unbroken in the building saying, okay, I'm here. Does anyone need a spanking Compton style? And yes, Nick talking about how two people died in the same spot. It's kind of tragic. Miata Boy says, RIP prayers to them both. Tyler Bet says, wait, what? How did he die and be found a year later frozen on a public sidewalk? Tyler Betts, I don't know. I don't know, Tyler Betts. 1992 Justin says, sounds a bit... ... Sounds a bit what? Sounds a bit what, homie? Nah, but what else we got in here? I'll scroll back down to the bottom. Oh, so Miata Boy says, okay, let's read some more. Oh, Jonah Bro's comment is diabolical. I wonder what the N-word Jacob Castro thinks about this. Shit, I'm glad I'm on his mind. I'm glad that he sees this And he says, I wonder what Jacob thinks about it. Shit. We come a long way, boys. We come a long way. We come a long way. Homie sees Nick Diaz news and he goes, shit, I wonder what Jacob thinks about this. My man, Jonah Bro. Owen Mania. Shit, that might be my favorite comment of the day right there. I didn't even see that till you brought it up. AD saying, I've had close family and friends with substance addiction. The road to sobriety is a hard one. AD kid, I got a family member too who got like some type of substance addiction. He struggles with sobriety, you know, and really they can only help themselves at the end of the day. That's my experience, my personal experience with my family member. You know, I've tried to help them. They can only help themselves. Tyler Betts saying, I feel like she would though. Nick would know Alex is a 205 pounder right now. Nick said he should have fought Izzy instead of Lawler. Tyler Betts. I mean, if Kay was impersonating as Nick, well, let me put it to you like this, Tyler Betts. Let me put it to you like this, to almost remove Kay from the conversation. I DM'd Kay personally on her Instagram 2 days ago. And I said, hey, I'll read it to you. I'll read to you what I said to Kay. All right. I said, hey, I will be giving you an update tonight on the posts I've been seeing about Nick over the last week. Would you be able to answer some questions I have? She responded to me and she goes, I'll have to ask Nick about that and get back to you. And I said, okay, I would appreciate that. There's a lot of back and forth between you and Jose, so I'm just looking to get an accurate update on his health status and provide to fans. People ask me almost every night for an update on Nick. She saw that and didn't even respond to me. Then today, Nick DM'd me himself. So I'm just saying, if it was Kay impersonating to be Nick, I mean, it didn't need to be at all. I've been in direct contact with Kay, and I wasn't even asking for an interview from Nick. I wasn't asking for anything from Nick. I was asking for an official update from her to provide for me about Nick. So it's not like I gave her any incentive to go and fake or impersonate as Nick. You feel me? Like, not at all. Not at all. Now, the only thing I would say works in your guys' favor is that Nick did DM me saying, please stop talking bad about my girl. But I haven't even talked bad about his girl at all, really. The only things I've said has been in reaction to what Jose Garcia has been saying. Like Jose saying she wants him out of rehab, and I'm like, yeah, she just wants to kick it with him. She don't care if he gets better. So I did say shit like that, but shit, I take it back if it's not true. All right, let me read some more of these chats. Oh, Miata Boy saying, I'm telling you, I don't think it's Nick just because he called out Nate. Him and Nick are way too locked in. I feel you, Miata Boy, but I actually do believe it's Nick. Now, you guys might think I just want to believe that, but I actually do believe it's Nick. And yes, it was kind of uncharacteristic of Nick to admit that he's not happy with his brother. But, you know, there's a reason why I asked that question. There's a legit reason why I asked that question. Because I've been seeing Nate all around. Nate hasn't talked about his brother at all. Hasn't made any comments about his brother. And I was just curious, you know, if he's still cool with Nate. And that's the response I got. James Pond saying Nick was tweaked out. Gravy saying, Ayo. James Pond says our favorite fighter now likes meth. Space Kid saying, I don't know, doesn't make sense to me. LOL. Shirt off, lighting sense. His girl making fun of him, question mark. I mean, yeah, Space Kid, that's what Nick told me. Tyler Betts says whoever wrote that is deaf on drugs, though. James Pond, they both died years later from the same attacker from the AJ projection tech they used. Oh my God. 80 Kid says, Jacob coming up, motherfuckers better recognize Perry Punch on the come up. Shit, my man AD. You already know, homie. You already know. Shit, who else is talking to Nick Diaz in the DMs right now? Who else is talking to Nick Diaz in the DMs? You know what? I might even message him back and say, hold on one second. All right. I just told Nick that everyone in my chat says I don't think it's you. Or says they don't think it's you. Miata Boy says, I don't think it's Nick type 1 for Nick type 2 for K, who's Jacob really talking to. 1, 1. All right, let's go. Miata Boy says 2. Juice Man says, just found this channel today. Diaz always in my algo, so this guy popped on my feed 100. Shit, homie, I should have popped in your algo a while ago because I'm the only one who be keeping up on the Nick Diaz news. I'm the only one who be posting about it. I've posted every update, like over the last year plus. I've been posting every update about Nick Diaz. Nick Pipes of Stone Stout. All right, let's do a poll. Did Jacob really talk to Nick Diaz? Yes. Talked to the Nick Diaz. No. Talked to his GFK. All right, we got a poll. We got a poll going on now. This channel, The Real is Juice. Shit, you boys know I fucking be in the streets for you boys. I be in the streets getting the craziest stories for you boys. I actually would have been live earlier today, but I was just in the DMs with Nick. Just, producing today's live stream. That's what I was doing, getting juice for the live stream. Okay, but yeah, that's pretty much all that there is to Nick Diaz right now. I will say that's pretty much all that there is to the Nick Diaz story. And look forward to it. When Nick gets a fight booked, he's coming on stream. So everybody know that. Nick gets a fight booked. He promised me he's coming on stream. So I will be looking forward to that. And we will be holding him to his word. Now, there's some other drama going on right now. I think we should just get into the next big story. You guys say that I got the juice. I got the realest juice. Well, here's more of the realest juice for you. I believe, well, let me read this out and then let me give you the juice. Logan Paul claims he got leaked footage of his fist fight with Bradley Martyn in 2024. Someone on his team leaked the footage and I have it, says Logan Paul. Right? Now, Logan told Jake this in a newly released clip from their podcast after the Jake Paul versus AJ fight. Here's what Logan tells Jake.
And we just pulled up, and it was just a classic two fucking guys fighting.
Yeah. No cameras.
No cameras. Well, he had security cameras in his gym.
Yeah, seen him in the back of the picture.
Yep. And we had instructed
him to turn
him off.
He wasn't going to do that.
Well, he told us he did.
No, he's lying.
Well, someone on his team leaked the footage, and I have it.
That's hilarious. Are you gonna put it out? Is it nice?
It's nice.
Wow.
It's nice. Do you want to see?
Yeah, I want to watch it.
I'll show you. I'll show you the beginning of it. React with your eyes.
Yeah.
You react only with your eyes.
The classic team leak. Do you remember when I fought Bradley Martyn?
No way. No way.
Okay.
No way. No way. No way.
All right, so Bradley Martyn response, he goes, post it then. Here's the old footage of Logan Paul confronting Bradley Martyn before they fucking threw down in 2024, okay? I'm just giving you guys all the context, but I have something to say about this. Are they clout chasing? Is this even real? Is this even real, or are they faking it that the footage got released or leaked? All right, that's all I'm going to say about it. You got to wait till the end. But here's Logan Paul confronting Bradley Martyn right before they fought in 2024.
You ready? All right, we got waivers?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're not. So we're doing that?
My thesis is you have cameras everywhere in this gym.
Yeah, but I agree to not post anything.
This doesn't say that.
Make it say that. I'm down for whatever you want to do like that.
But you don't want to film it.
I didn't want to film it. No.
But you also wanted to fight in front of the zoo culture.
I said no cameras, no content.
Be in front of zoo culture.
Yeah, no cameras, no content. This is specific to that.
So if we're going by the tweet, and that's what we're going by,
no cameras.
let's pop. No cameras, no content. We'll stop. We'll pop out front, like in the tweet.
Okay.
Wait, why? No, why? You do it on the ground where it's soft.
And then you got on your pod and it's kind of like, why did you say that?
Why did I say what I want to see Jake Paul?
Yeah. I thought you. Yeah, but I thought you and Jake are cool.
No.
We are.
Yeah, so this is all about, Bradley Martyn saying he wanted to see Jake get knocked out in 2024.
But by the same token, like, if you really felt that way about me contacting you directly,
Good.
good, bro. Are you ready? Directly, you would have just contacted me directly, not got on the internet and said that. So when you said that about me outwardly,
Generally, when someone says something live on a podcast, it is fair game to reciprocate that live on a podcast.
yeah, it's fair.
No.
But to say you could have texted me, because I didn't think it was, when I said it, I didn't think it was like some malicious bad thing.
But that's my family, bro. And,
Yeah.
and yes, I haven't always been the best brother ever, right? But I think that's part of me being a big brother. I fuck up and I'm working on all of that.
I respect it.
But like, I have to stick up for Jake when I can.
I get it.
Even if I don't always do it myself. But again, I'm working on all that shit.
Yeah. I respect you. Hope you know that.
Thank you. I respect you too, bro. For real. This is cool. I like the new location.
Thank you.
Let's fucking
do
All
it.
right, so let's head.
Let's
go. Let's leave.
260, bro. Cameras down.
Yeah. Directly.
Okay, so that's the confrontation, right? And I just want to point one other thing out. This whole thing,
Do you remember when I fought Bradley?
this whole segment about like releasing this clip, we watched this podcast live, right? When it dropped, when it premiered, we watched it. Jake Paul only appeared on this podcast for 5 minutes or so to just briefly talk about the AJ fight after he got knocked out, right, with the broken jaw. So Jake's mouth was, already post-surgery in this video. So Jake really couldn't stick around for a long time. I'm telling you that because this wasn't in the original podcast. This clip was not in the original podcast. For whatever reason, this clip wasn't in the original podcast. Now, I don't know if they did some magical editing for us not to notice it, but I promise you this clip was not in the original podcast. Kind of fishy, okay? Just keep that as a seed in your mind. Now, Gravy saying, you think it's fake and gay or what? I mean, I think it might be fake and gay, homie. Simply put, I think it might be fake and gay. Okay, because we got some bookmarks to back it up. Per usual, I come with the receipts. So again, where is it? So here's Bradley responding to Logan, right?
Prime?
No. Look at me drinking defeat, dude.
Are you sponsored by Prime?
No.
Yeah, put that down there. You gotta have a drink or something.
Bro, I like the fucking drink.
Wait,
you saw Logan said he was gonna?
Yeah,
you saw Logan said he was gonna leak the video.
You have beef with the CEO. He said he's gonna release the video of him beating you up and humiliating you.
Yeah, I said leak the shit. Do it.
Is it bad?
Leak it.
It must not be that bad.
Leak it.
Was it wrestling
Leak
or
it.
were there punches and kicks in there?
A little bit of both. No kicks, but it was wrestling. A little bit of both.
There were some punches?
Little fisticuffs.
With gloves or no gloves?
No gloves. No gloves.
You guys went bare knuckle wrestling and boxing?
Bare knuckle fighting. Yeah.
You bare knuckle fought in your gym?
Yeah. Yes. yes. In the corner where the mats are.
Okay. And wait, so did he was it a choke? Like how did he submit you and humiliate you?
That didn't happen.
Wait, how did
dude.
Logan Paul cuck you, Brad?
There was no chair. I know you're used to the chair. There was no chair.
I want to see how he cucked you and made the whole world's gonna watch it when they.
No chairs. No chairs. I would never sit in a chair.
I want to see that. It must not be that bad if you're,
I said post it, bro.
So Miata Boy saying he's on Logan's side on this one. Juice Man says, I feel like it's a weak fight. I mean, it's Logan Paul. Well, here we go. I don't even know if I don't got anything to say about whether or not it's a weak fight, but let's just get to it. Let's just cut through the nitty-gritty. But before we do, one more thing right here. Let's just watch this.
Brad, you were the one that said no cameras. We listened.
Then I find out your security cameras were rolling, probably because if you had won the fight, which you didn't, you would have posted it trying to be a big man. So fuck you for lying and saying it's AI, and fuck you for secretly recording as well. I might have to put it out. You're a dumbass, Brad. You were the one that said no cameras. We listened. Then I find out your security cameras were rolling, probably because if you had won the fight, which you didn't, you would have posted it trying to be a big man. So fuck you for lying and saying it's AI, and fuck you for secretly recording as well. I might have to put it out.
So, you know, Brad commenting, bro, acting like this is the WWE. And, you know, that's in response to this video right here. But Logan was responding to Bradley's previous comment saying, bro brought out the AI. Okay, what's next? Leak it then. All right. Now, Mr. Wade Plemons. I'm going to let you guys know right now, this ain't my original take. This is a take that I saw from Mr. Wade Plemons, but I would have to agree with him. I always respect a good, honest take. So Wade Plemons, he did some research. He pulled up a photo of Logan and Bradley after the fight, right? Peep Bradley's pants. They don't got no white writing on it, correct? No white writing on it? Okay. Now look at the pants in the video. White writing on it. White writing on it. Right? White writing on it. Now, let's get really official real quick. Let's get really official. Let's get the dates and everything synced up. Here Bradley Martyn is, right? In a pair of sweatpants with some white writing on it. This actually got some white writing on it. Okay? So Brad does own these pants with white writing on it. This was edited 43 weeks ago. But here's what Wade said. Wade goes, after further research, I think the leaked footage is fake and Logan and Bradley tried to reenact the video for clout. Bradley's pants from the OG vid are plain black, and in this one there is white writing on them. All right, and we just showed you right here, Bradley wearing the pants with the white writing. But in this video, where the fuck the white writing at? Where the fuck the white writing at? But then in the leaked footage, here's white writing. Now people are also saying Mike was also wearing a hoodie and different hat in this vlog from the same day. So keep that all in mind. Now, why would they be faking or leaking this, you know, footage for clout? Well, Wade has a theory. And I agree with Wade's theory, actually. Wade says this is most likely crap. They are both probably about to announce something together because unless I'm taking crazy pills, the videos don't line up. 1, Brad isn't wearing the same stuff. 2, Mike Malak isn't wearing the same stuff. 3, Brad looks like he didn't shave the sweater chest. So get ready because these guys are about to fucking announce, you know, some new company. They're about to go into business together. Wade's calling it. I'm co-signing it. I believe that they are clout chasing. The way that they're posting these videos, you know, Brad seeming indifferent about everything. Logan, you know, reaching with this second video post.
Fuck you for lying and saying.
You know, just adding to the beef, keeping it going, right? What did Bradley even really say? Bro brought out the AI. Okay, what's next? Leak it then. And then look what Logan has to say. It's just forced. It's just super forced.
You're a dumbass, Brad. You were the one that said no cameras. We listened. Then I find out your security cameras were rolling, probably because if you had won the fight, which you didn't, you would have posted it trying to be a big man. So fuck you for lying and saying it's AI, and fuck you for secretly recording as well. I might have to put it out. You're a dumbass.
So just forced, right? Just forced. And then that's why I brought up to you guys how this clip, this segment was not in the Jake Paul podcast on Impulsive after his loss to AJ. This clip wasn't in that podcast, but they posted it today and they're both wearing the same shit. So it was like pre-recorded, edited out, and then reposted 2 weeks later. Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. So I do think I do think Logan and Bradley Martyn are definitely about to announce something. Definitely about to announce something. They don't got no leaked footage of the fight. Okay, it's gonna be like leaked footage of the fight dropping this date, and then it's gonna be an announcement. We're partnering up for this brand, introducing. That's what it's gonna be. That is what it's gonna be. Jessica Hader says it's Nick. She's texting for him, but it's Nick. I mean, Jessica, I think it might even be Nick himself. But I'm glad you popped in the chat. Glad you popped in the chat, girl. Let's see. Bradley and Logan be clout chasers from AD Kid. Space Kid saying, I don't think anybody would be surprised if it was scripted, TBH. Yeah, I think it is scripted. Not scripted. I think that let me put it like this. I think Brad and Logan fought. I think Brad and Logan legit fought in the gym. I think they're faking that the footage of the street fight got leaked so that they can promote an upcoming fucking company. That's what I think is going to happen. They've now gone into business with each other. They're faking like the fight footage got leaked so that they can use it to promote, to announce, their upcoming business endeavor together. That's what I think. Jew says, my boy Nick is free. Yes, sir, Jew. Nick Diaz is free. And scroll back in the stream, Jew. I talked to Nick directly through the DMs. And Nick was giving me a lot of updates. And the boys are questioning, is it really Nick in your DMs? I think it is, but you tell me, Jew. Maybe you'll get back to me tomorrow on that one. Unbroken says, looks maxing. I'm not sure why they're talking about looks maxing in the chat right now. Oh, because they're punching each other in the face? I get it. Jew says Logan hella fake. Unbroken says, I guess Sneako was in the desert with Muhammad and Alzut. Miata Boy says, I don't know about this Logan and Bradley news. Juice Man says, that ain't even a real fade and I haven't even seen it. Unbroken, Logan announced full-time with WWE this week. I did see that one, Unbroken. Unbroken guesses. They're doing a TV show, maybe. Maybe a TV show, maybe a podcast, maybe a, supplement company. We all know influencers love to do supplement companies these days. Jew says, we've been needing that 209 and Perry collab. Shit, Jew, I asked Nick if he's down to come on the stream, right? And he told me he's not down to come on the stream right now, but he told me this. He said, let me get a fight booked. This is what he said. He told me to tell you guys this, so I'm going to tell you guys this again. Nick said, let me get a fight booked, then I'll come on. You can tell them that. Shit, my man Nick Diaz, he about to come on the podcast as soon as he gets a fight booked. Pop it in the live stream. AI possibly. Bradley's shoes look a little different from each other. Maybe, Tyler Betts, maybe. Unbroken, Nick sliding into your DM shit. He was sliding. Unbroken, any clues from Netflix? As far as Logan Paul, Bradley Martyn series or something like that, Netflix series, I have not seen. But that's a story with that. I think it's pretty fake. To be honest with you. Now moving along. I wanted to read, that looks like such AI. The inside part, only one shoe has black on it. Interesting. Well, we'll see, boys. If it comes out that they do a business deal together and this fight footage never gets leaked, we know what it is. We absolutely know what it is. Owen saying that looks like such AI. It probably is AI, bro. Upon further review, it probably is AI. All right, we got another juicy story, though. Okay. So text message negotiations between UFC matchmaker Mick Maynard and MMA manager Marcelo Brigadeiro from 2020 have been disclosed in Brazilian court as part of a civil case. I wrote, these managers ain't loyal, man. All right, so check it out. Mick Maynard messages the manager and he goes, Ariane Carnelosi will take a fight versus Talia. Brigadeiro says, okay. Mick says, good to go. That should be fun, I think. Brigadeiro says, you know I don't turn fights down. Let's go. Maynard says, awesome, thank you. Brigadeiro, but you buy me a drink this time. Mick Maynard says, deal. Brigadeiro says, Mick, he might need up to 30 days rest to heal, so won't be able to fight in January. I think March the earliest, unfortunately. Mick says, okay, cool. Can Sue fight Zaruk Adeshev January 20th? Brigadeiro says, I think so. Let me confirm, brother. Mick Maynard, awesome. Brigadeiro, let's do it, brother. Brigadeiro says, let's do it, brother. Mick says, awesome. Maynard says, new 4-fight deal. 23 and 23 up by 3s. Brigadeiro says, let me speak to him, but I am happy with that. Is the fight confirmed? Maynard says, yes. Brigadeiro says, beautiful. Brigadeiro says, Mick, is there any room for improvement on those numbers? I wouldn't do it, but Sue is friends with Song Yadong, and he found out he renewed his contract after his 3rd fight for 45 and 45, and is pushing me for something better than 23 and 23. Mick Maynard says he can fight it out. It's fine, meaning he can fight out his contract. We won't re-sign him. If he wants more than 23, he could just fight out his contract instead. Then Mick Maynard goes, Song is also ranked number 14. Look who Song has fought. Brigadeiro says, yeah, but he means he also renegotiated for this numbers after his 3rd fight. Mick says he is also 1 and 2 and didn't fight anywhere near the same caliber. All good. They are not currently near the same level. And Brigadeiro says, I agree with you. Mick Maynard says 2 and 1. Brigadeiro says, and I am not crazy to ask for the same terms of Song Yadong. Just checking would be possible for an increase. I would not ask 45-45 for Sue at this stage. Mick says his 2 wins are over one person that is no longer in the UFC, and one has yet to win a fight in the UFC. His loss was against someone I cut. It should be 20 and 20, but I was trying to be nice. 1 win against a flyweight who is 0-2. Brigadeiro says, you are nice. KKK. Mick says, let's forget this matchup and make a different one. Mick adds, he can fight it out and let's see how it plays out. Brigadeiro says, now you are not being so nice. No, we want this fight. Mick says he is about to fight a guy that is 3 and 2. Let's see how he does against someone tougher and then revisit. Brigadeiro says, I prefer to convince him to get the 23 and 23 KKK. Just give me a few minutes. I'm using a Chinese translator. Mick says, because up to this point, he has not faced anyone to warrant comparisons to Song. Brigadeiro says, agreed. I was just checking. Doesn't mean I agree with him. Mick Maynard says he is not in a division with 20 people, he is in a division with 20 people, but has not faced a single ranked guy. Brigadeiro says, I agree. I am talking to him and to the Chinese translator I'm talking to him and to the Chinese gentleman who is translating now. Mick Maynard goes, after this fight, I will put him versus a ranked opponent. If he wins, he will only have 2 fights left on that contract. If he wins this one, of course. Brigadeiro says, perfect. I like the idea of a ranked opponent after this fight. Mick says, cool. Let me know if he wants this new deal or prefers to fight it out. Right now, he has faced the lower level of the division. One person in the division, in fact, that is 0-2. Marcelo says he will take the deal. Just bringing him down to earth now. The fact that I need to use a Chinese translator to do it delays the process, but in a few minutes, we should have it sorted. Mick Maynard says, okay, thank you. Brigadero says, thank you, brother. Done. You can send us the new agreement, brother. Thanks for that. Next time we meet, I will buy you a beer and show you a very top secret Luta Livre footlock. Let's go. Okay. So that's the negotiations here. Ruthless negotiating by the UFC. Crazy how when you ask the matchmaker for more money, they not only tell you you can fight out your deal, but they'll take back the fight they were offering you initially, give you a tougher fucking fight, and then throw you deep into the deep end right after that too. So if you ask the UFC for more money, they're going to be like, fine, you want more money? We're not going to give it to you. We're going to make you fight tougher competition without even re-signing you to a bigger deal. And you can fight out your contract and then we'll renegotiate. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. Asking for more money, right? Denying it, then taking back the contract offer in the first place, then taking back the matchup, giving him a tougher opponent, and then promising him a ranked opponent after that's all said and done. Crazy. Crazy. Moral of the story, don't ask the UFC for more money unless you're ready to face ranked competition. Because if you're not ready to face ranked competition, shit, do not ask the UFC for more money. They're going to throw you into the deep end and you will be fucked. And you will be absolutely fucked. Lucha Libre footlock. Yeah, some weird ass shit I'm broken. I don't even know. All right, and I'll let you guys check out this video of Prayer sparring after breaking up with Tracy Cortez while I grab some water real quick. I need some water though. Juice says, are these messages about Nick? No, we're past the Nick Diaz topic. That was about, like, I think Sumu Derji. Sumu Derji and his manager asking Mick Maynard for more money. But check out this Zesty Warrior. High school wrestler goes viral for Zesty strut after defeating his opponent. I mean, this was insane.
Back at the butt. I want you to strut.
They're saying you got to retire from wrestling on the spot if this happens to you. Not the spin. Not the spin when he fucking raised his hand is crazy.
Whole lot of junk in the trunk. Like, damn, can I get a touch? Touch? I won't tell nobody nothing. Just trust.
What up, Dylan? Caption: when I see people keep laughing at me, so I had to show out a bit.
Baby, I need you to strut. Walk like you don't give a fuck. Look at you, bad to the bone. You thick too? Yeah, that's a plus. Damn. Whole lot of junk in the trunk. Like, damn, can I get a touch? Touch.
Crazy work from the Zesty Warrior, but good on him. Now, I mean, I think we just got to go over this one time. Brian Ortega and Mackenzie Dern awkwardly walk out as security dressed in full Venom fight kits during the 2026 Golden Globes broadcast on Paramount Plus. And I wrote, Paramount Plus's first attempt at introducing UFC fighters to mainstream media as part of the new $7 billion media rights deal was a complete and utter disaster and set us back centuries after Mackenzie Dern and Brian Ortega walked out in gloves, dressed in full Venom fight kits. It's okay, there's still hope. Nothing will ever be worse than that. I mean, this was absolutely terrible. And actually, I don't even know if I could show it because it's a part of the CBS broadcast, so I'm not going to show it. But you guys got to go find it on your own. Just go find it on social media. Go to my Instagram page and watch it on your own time. The most awkward thing you've ever seen, though. I mean, the most awkward thing you've ever seen. Shit was funny. Bro, this killed me. It was so bad. I mean, Mackenzie Dern being a UFC champion and being propped around as like the face of women's MMA, so to speak. Insanity. Insanity that she's being propped around like this. And then Brian Ortega. I mean, take me back to fucking 2005 while we're at it. This is insane. Unbroken says, are you on TikTok? Yeah, I'm on TikTok. I'm on TikTok, homie. I didn't post this on TikTok. I only posted this on Instagram. Most of you guys have fucking TikToks, I realize, though. They're all saying that was so bad. Tyler Bett says, especially for Weili to dominate her next fight. Yeah, there's no way. There's no way Mackenzie's going to beat Weili. Weili's dropping back down. She's getting her belt back. And, I mean, that's if she wants to go back down. But, I don't know. It's just so crazy to me. It's such a joke that Mackenzie Dern is being propped around as the UFC World Champion at the 2026 Golden Globes. It's just a joke to me. A complete and utter joke to me, but it's okay. And honestly, Mackenzie and Brian's manager should be fucking fired for subjecting him to this shit. They should be fired. It was that bad. It was that bad. Basically, they needed security, you know, so they announced over the intercom, we need some security to suss out the area before our next guests step on stage. In comes Brian Ortega and Mackenzie Dern, dressed up in full fucking Venom fight kits and gloves. They walk around to the tip of the stage, to the front of the stage. They look around back and forth for a few seconds, deem it safe for the next guest to be brought out, and they walk off stage, exit left, exit right. I mean, the goofiest thing I've ever seen in my life. The goofiest thing I've ever seen in my life. Tom D saying, what's up to everybody? Then he's also saying, just watched the Talbot vid, and I have to say he didn't rule out that he might be bi, man. I don't know. Oh, Tom D, he didn't rule that out, and he made sure to not rule that out. You feel me? He clarified. When he said he's not gay, he clarified that shit so quick. He said, to your knowledge, I'm being honest with you. To your knowledge, I'm being honest with you. Sounds gay, I haven't watched it yet. Yeah, Tyler Betts, it was pretty lame. I'm not going to lie to you. It was tough to watch, dude. Fight kits and all. Yeah, fight kits and all. And gloves. And the belt. I mean, it was just terrible. It was just terrible. Do hidden hashtags in story work same as IG? Unbroken? Not exactly sure. I'm just starting a TikTok and going to see if I get business. Any pointers for hashtags? Oh, I see what you're saying. I just put hashtags in the caption, Unbroken. I hashtag keywords in the caption. So that's what I would do on TikTok as well, Unbroken. Just hashtag keywords in the caption. As far as the story, I don't know. I don't even use hashtags in my story on IG. So I don't know, Unbroken. But I would recommend keywords, hashtag them in your TikTok captions for some free engagement. Unbroken says, did Dern and him announce a Golden Globe Award? You would have thought so, homie. That's why it's so bad, homie. That's why it's so bad, because you would have thought they were going to announce some type of award. No, they didn't even fucking utter any words. They got called out on stage as security to suss out the area before they brought the next guest out. That's all they did. They came out, they walked to the front of the stage, they looked left, they looked right, they walked back out, exit right, enter the new guests. That's all it was. Crazy. Miata Boy says she was there to 29-28, the bad guys in the crowd. I mean, exactly. What the fuck was Mackenzie Dern gonna do if something did pop off? You know, she ain't gonna do shit. LOL, they should have sent out a flyweight. It would have been better than Mackenzie Dern. Tyler Betts. Unbroken says, in story, I do hashtags too and hide them with color. Gets engagement without looking desperate. I got you, Unbroken. I've never tried that on TikTok, homie. I couldn't comment on that. I've never tried that on TikTok. I barely even post to my story on TikTok, but I post a story a lot on Instagram. But if anybody got some engagement tips for TikTok, let Unbroken know. Saxby saying, what up, boys? What up, Saxby? We getting through the news today, homie. All right, so RAF05 wrapped up. Took place on Friday. Sorry, actually on Saturday it took place. Colby Covington, Tex Falls, Luke Rockhold, 12-0 in round 2 at RAF5. Here's the mat side footage.
Circle left.
Real nice by Colby here, feet to back. Gets a tech fall over Luke Rockhold, round 2, 12-0. Colby Covington called out GSP to grapple at RAF6 or RAF in the future. Colby says, there's only one person above me right now on the takedown list in UFC welterweight history. That's GSP. GSP, get out here on RAF. Let's make it happen. Everybody wants to see you, GSP. So we'll see. Colby versus GSP. I like the matchup. I definitely like the matchup. Was I that big of a fan of the matchups between Colby and Luke and Armand and Lance Palmer? No, I wasn't. You know, they're mismatches. I'm not that big of a fan of it. Oh, Jonah Brill again. Hashtag Jacob Castro. I'm trying to intern for you, gang. I write, what's up? Damn, all right. Jonah Brill. I might have to DM this homie. He be tapped in with me. All right, Jonah. I'm going to reach out to you. Jonah. But no, what I was saying is that I like the Colby Covington versus GSP matchup a lot more than I like the Armand versus Lance Palmer matchup, the Colby versus Luke Rockhold matchup. Some of these guys are getting brought in to lose, a.k.a. Luke, a.k.a. Lance. It's impressive victories. Nonetheless, they teched them, but the tech in itself should tell you that it was a mismatch. Here's Armand Saruki and tech falling Lance Palmer 10-0 in round 1 at RAF5 on Saturday. Just nasty turns by Armand here. Nasty turns. Thinks the match is over. Has to hit one more. Does it with ease. Congrats to Armand. Homie is staying active while the UFC is keeping him out of the title picture. And you can't do anything but respect it. Now, there were some issues with RAF5. There were some issues with it. I'm going to debookmark a lot of this shit real quick. Now that we got it all taken care of. Oh, this is Logan and Brad after the fight, by the way.
Good shit. Thank you. Good shit. Good stuff. Bro, thanks for letting that happen. Yeah. Sometimes, bro, boys gotta be boys, man.
Like, bro, yo, well, he has wrestling experience, but if you had locked in that hold or that choke,
Cinch it, yeah, one hand, yeah. But still, one Brad hand is almost like a fuck.
Yo, it's just mad respect. He just didn't back down.
No, I know.
Over here. Like, mad
That's respect, Brad.
Mad fucking.
Good shit.
All right, so that was them after fucking fighting without a scratch on either of them. But what I'm getting to some of the controversy that happened after RAF5. Okay, so here's some controversy that happened at RAF5. I'm going to just read it to you guys. From what because obviously, right, RAF5, Bo Nickel and Yoel Romero were supposed to grapple each other. Yoel misses weight. Bo denies to accept the match. Also, Pat Downey and Stephen Buchanan were supposed to grapple each other. Stephen Buchanan weighed in at fucking heavyweight, 225 pounds, when the fucking weight limit for his match with Pat Downey was 205 pounds at light heavyweight. So it made no sense. What the fuck's going on? What's up with this discrepancy with Buchanan weighing in at heavyweight when the fucking bout was scheduled for light heavyweight? Right? So I'm going to read you guys some of these things. But in short, they made a change. They changed the weigh-in schedule from the day before to the day of, right? From the day before the competition to the day of the competition. Now, here's what Pat Minio said. From what I'm hearing, there was a lot of confusion around weigh-ins at RAF. The weigh-in schedule was changed the week of the event and not clearly communicated. Some wrestlers were expecting to weigh in the night before, only to learn it had been moved to the same day. On top of that, there was confusion about weight classes, with some athletes believing they were entered at a different weight altogether. For example, Buchanan reportedly weighed in at 225 while the class was 205. The combination helps explain the chaos today. To clarify, Buchanan did not miss weight intentionally. He was mistakenly told the weight class was 225 when it was actually 205, which led to the miss. Because of that, officials decided to match Buchanan versus Romero. Romero, however, had a previously scheduled family dinner at a restaurant Friday night. At the time the dinner was planned, weigh-ins were scheduled for Friday, but they were changed to Saturday, day of the event, only a few days prior. Romero still attended the dinner and subsequently missed weight. Nickel chose not to wrestle Romero after Romero missed weight. As a result, Buchanan and Romero were matched, leaving PD3 as the odd man out. What the hell? So wait. Officials decided to match Buchanan versus Romero. Romero, however, had previously scheduled family dinner at a restaurant Friday night. At the time the dinner was planned, weigh-ins were scheduled for Friday, but they were changed to Saturday, day of the event, only a few days prior. Romero still attended the dinner and subsequently missed weight. Okay, so basically, Romero scheduled a dinner after weigh-ins on Friday, right? Then the weigh-ins were scheduled for Saturday. They got rescheduled for Saturday, right? And Romero had already scheduled a dinner for Friday after weigh-ins. So he just honored the dinner still, showed up Friday for the dinner, but then subsequently missed weight on Saturday. Although maybe he wouldn't have missed weight if they just kept the fucking weigh-in schedule the same for the Friday night, right? Before the fucking event. Interesting. Anyway, there's more news about this. Lift and Inspire. What up, homie? Diaz brothers. Oh, right, the Diaz brother. Yep, I had an update. I had an exclusive update on that. We spent about the first hour of the stream talking about that. And then just adding to it, the Barnes season says if RAF wants to be the premier league of the sport, critical details like this need to be 100% clear and transparent to everyone involved in the process. These little mistakes damage the reputation of the athlete and the league, making that mistakes that RAF can't afford in this early stage. I completely agree. Another person weighing in saying they have been night before every other event except for Chicago. We weighed in on Thursday because it was Thanksgiving, which was a little crazy. Needs consistency. Definitely needs consistency. And, it just goes to show Yoel Romero missing weight and Stephen Buchanan missing weight are directly, a result of poor scheduling from RAF themselves, right? And poor communication, because they told Buchanan or had Buchanan under the impression that he was competing at heavyweight. They had Yoel under the impression, and the rest of the people competing, that they would weigh in on Friday. Then everything changes. They got to weigh in on Saturday, the day of. And I don't know what the fuck happened with Buchanan in the communication to make him think he was competing at 225, but that did happen to him. And that can't be happening. And then Josh Thompson. In Yoel's defense, RAF moved the goal post the week of the event. RAF decided to change the weigh-ins to same-day weigh-ins instead of day before, like they've been doing for past events. None of the athletes knew this until 2 days ago. Bad decision by RAF the week of the event. And here was RAF making an official statement about the weight misses the day of the competition. I keep wanting to say tournament, but it's not a tournament. Here's the official statement. As we get set for tonight's RAF, we want to share an important update following today's official weigh-ins. 3 wrestlers did not make weight, resulting in changes to tonight's card and title picture. We planned for every scenario, and tonight still delivers one of the most stacked wrestling cards ever assembled. Yoel Romero did not make weight and has been stripped of his interim champion status. As a result, Bo Nickel will not compete tonight and is now recognized as the undisputed RAF light heavyweight champion at 205 pounds. Stephen Buchanan also did not make weight. Romero and Buchanan, who were originally scheduled to face different opponents, will now meet in a featured matchup tonight at unlimited weight class. Pat Downey will not compete this evening. In the featherweight division, Jordan Oliver did not make weight and has been stripped of the RAF featherweight title. Oliver and Real Woods will still compete tonight in a match where if Woods is victorious, he will become the RAF featherweight champion. If Oliver is victorious, the title will remain vacant and be contested for in a future RAF match. Tonight's event now features 2 marquee matchups. The co-main event, the long-awaited rematch between Kyle Dake and Caddick, and the main event, Covington versus Rockhold. We'll see you tonight from the co-founder. Okay, and the last thing I really got to show you, or maybe 2 more things I really got to show you, are the statements from Pat and Bo after, they both missed out on competing, I will say. So yeah, after Pat was left as the odd man out because Buchanan missed weight, here was what he had to say about everything.
RAF05 last night. Phone's been blown up. Friends, family, fans. I got pulled from the card last minute. Controversy with Stephen Buchanan missing weight 21 over, and then miscommunication between his handler and RAF, and I guess he was under the assumption that it was a heavyweight or unlimited match, even though the graphic said light heavyweight, and I was cutting weight down to 205. I'm like, damn, this mug looks big for light heavyweight. But Yoel missed weight. Apparently he had to get an IV earlier in the week, and I guess Yoel and Buchanan were the closest in size, and Bo says, nah, I don't want to wrestle Yoel, he's 7 over. They don't even offer me the Buchanan match. I'm one of the first ones to weigh in. I didn't even realize all this was going on. 90 minutes after weigh-ins, I'm horizontal in my bed, trying to get some recovery in, and Chad and Izzy come and let me know my match is off. First thing I do is say, hey, me and Bo can wrestle. Both of our opponents miss weight. Bo and I are the same weight. Makes sense. Let's save this match. We both came here to wrestle. Let's just get this match. But Bo said no, man. He declined to wrestle me and Yoel. So y'all can ask him what his thoughts are on that, why he didn't want to wrestle. But you know me, I'm game. I'm down to wrestle. So with that being said, thank you RAF for still giving me my money. Yes, they gave me my show money, and this might kill you haters, but they gave me my win money. It's one of the most professional organizations on the planet. And all you goofy pocket watchers, I don't know what it is, whether I'm getting 1,000, 100,000, 1,000,000. I don't know what difference it makes to you.
I guess that's a response to Unbroken saying, how much does RAF pay? Well, I don't know how much they pay. Pat Downey doesn't want to give us any info on that, but shit, they gave Pat his win and show money. So shout out to RAF for that. I bet you they did the same thing for Bo.
So never been that guy to be in another man's pockets, but yes, I did get paid, which is very cool because I made weight and handled this totally like a professional. And congrats to Buchanan on his match against Yoel. I did not see that coming, man. DeSanto, Tech, and NATO, I did not see that coming. Colby handling Rockwood like that, I did not see that coming. Jordan Oliver, man, still the clutchest dude in the game. Dake and Cotty absolutely delivered. I want to see that. I want to see a trilogy match there. Zahid and Nate Jackson delivered. Nate looks like he might be closing the gap a little, but Zahid just a little next level. And man, what a fire card. South Florida fans showed up and showed out. What a crazy environment last night was. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the next one in Arizona. I'll see you soon.
Okay, so basically, you know, the main thing I took from that is Pat was left without an opponent because Buchanan missed weight by 21 fucking pounds, which is egregious, right? And Yoel Romero missed weight, and Bo Nickel declined to accept the match. That's what it was. Bo Nickel declined to accept the match. It wasn't a 20 fucking pound weight miss. It was, I don't know how much the weight miss was. We'll find out in a second here. But Bo denied the match against Yoel. So what does that leave? Bo and Pat without opponents. What did Pat just say in this video? I offered to compete against Bo. Bo turned it down. So Bo's out here turning down fucking Yoel for missing weight, then turning down Pat for you know, turning down Pat's offer to step in against him after his opponent missed weight, right? So he's turning down Pat, he's turning down Yoel. Let's hear from Bo, because Bo issued a statement as well. Why Bo turned down fucking Pat, the world will never fucking know. But this goes to what Colby was speaking about earlier, which is Bo's not really a company man. He's entitled as fuck. And these promotions will not appreciate behavior like this. You're a competitor. You're here to compete. And you're stinking up the show, essentially, Bo.
What's up, everybody? If you haven't already heard, I unfortunately won't be competing tonight at RAF05. Really bummed about it, but you know, Yoel was not able to make weight. He came in at 212 pounds, so 7 pounds over what the arranged weight class was, which is unfortunate. You know, had he been within striking distance, even a couple pounds, we know we could have made it happen, but 7 pounds is a lot to give up at this level. And like I said, I'm super bummed. So my apologies to everybody that came out to watch, who's not going to get to see me, but I'll be back, you know, looking to reschedule another match here soon. And, you know, like I said, I appreciate y'all's support so much. So I'll be back soon and see y'all then. What's up, everybody?
Okay, so 7 pounds, Yoel missed by. Shout out to me, Autoboy, for dropping it in the chat too. 7 pounds, Yoel missed. 7 pounds. Yeah, it's a lot, bro. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot. And I don't fully blame Bo for denying the match against Yoel if he missed by 7 pounds. But what does bother me is denying a match against Pat Downey, right? Making RAF05 suffer ultimately by not seeing you or Pat compete. Yeah, it might not have been against your original opponents, but you versus Pat would be a great matchup and a fun matchup for everybody to see. But you don't want to go out there. You don't want to risk it. You don't want to give Pat clout. I don't know what it is. But you guys were both scheduled to compete at 205. Both your opponents missed weight. You both made weight. Shit, why not compete against each other? They paid you your show money and your win money. You just straight robbed them, Bo. At least fucking Pat offered. At least Pat offered. Miata Boy saying Bo is not with it from Jew. Yeah, Bo ain't with it. Bo ain't no company man. And this is just, you know, a symbol of what's to come for him in the UFC. Let's see one of his opponents fall out. You know how Islam and the whole fucking Armand thing happened where Armand pulled out of the main event the day before? Let's see that happen to Bo and see what he does. He's turning that shit the fuck down. Now, Miata Boy keeps saying they need to make Armand versus Kyle Dake. I'm telling you, he's that good. I don't know if Armand is good enough to be on Kyle Dake's level. Miata Boy, I would be shocked if he were to beat a guy like Kyle Dake. Kyle Dake is an Olympic gold medalist now. But wait, Kyle Dake. Wikipedia. Hold on. Let me see what he competed at in wrestling in the previous Olympics. Sorry, he's not an Olympic gold medalist. He's a bronze medalist 2-time. But he's a gold medalist in the World Championships, which is a big deal as well. Okay, so they competed at 190 pounds at RAF. That's way too big for Armand. That's way too big for Armand. 190 is way too big. And in the 2024 Olympics, he competed at 74 kg, which is what? $74 kg is 163 pounds. But Kyle hasn't competed at that since he moved up, or since the Olympics. So right after the Olympics, he was working on competing at 86 kg, 86 kg. Now he'd been in 3 RAF bouts, all 190 pounds. He's not a 2 times bronze medalist. That's what it says right here. Olympic Games, 2020 Tokyo, 2024 Paris. Bronze and bronze, Miata Boy. It's right here on Wikipedia. 4-time world champion, 2018, 2019, 2021, 2022. Silver in 2023. We only wanted to see Yoel, not Bo. Who cares? I mean, I was down to see Bo, Miata Boy. That's his specialty. He be stinking it up in the octagon. I definitely want to see Bo. I kind of wanted to see Bo lose to Yoel. That's what I wanted to see. Kyle Dake beat Jordan Burrow. He must be good. Yeah, Kyle Dake is really good. Like, extremely good. Oh, Miata Boy says he's not. He's a 2-time bronze medalist. Yeah, I corrected that. I corrected that already. But Kyle is not competing at Armand Sarukian's weight class. He's competing at 190. Armand competed at 170. Yes, Miata Boy, I realize I said that. But do you realize you thought that Kyle Dake was the same weight as Armand Sarukian? And they're not. They're 20 pounds apart. Hate the attitude Boy has. Yeah, I don't like the attitude Bo has either. It's just a terrible attitude in general. Speaking of wrestling, thoughts on oil checking. I mean, oil checking, there's a fine line. There's a fine line. And if you oil check like this, there's a fine line with oil checking, and I draw it here. I mean, even the ref had to step in here. Even the ref had to draw the line, smack the hand. I mean, insanely fingering his butthole was insane. I draw the line there, Dylan. That's where I would draw the line. Now check out MMA Guru getting picked up. Okay, Miata Boy saying, what I seen Armon is a high-level elite grappler. He transitions super good. It doesn't need to be Kyle. I'm just saying a high-level person like Kyle. Okay. Yeah, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I would be all for that, Miata Boy. Look at Terrence McKinney picking up MMA Guru, though. Straight picked his ass up.
There's no way. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! The fucking MMA Guru! Dude, I'm definitely a fan now.
You felt it. I'm a hawk. Yeah, that's too much.
Too much. There's no way. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! The fucking MMA.
It's the feet kicking for me, look.
Oh shit!
It's the feet kicking for me.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! The fucking MMA Guru.
Shout out to Guru. MMA Guru is like modern day Goliath biblical character. Guru's funny. I swear he's losing a bit of aura points just being out in public, but it's okay. I like it. Here's Dimitri Bivol showing off that, what's it called again? There's a name for this. His boxing. I don't know the name of it. Oh, his Soviet style boxing. That's what it's called. The Soviet style boxing. Straight flow. Punching forward and backward. I mean, this is one of the most satisfying dudes to watch on pads. Shout out to Terrence beefing with Guru online, but being sweet to him in real life. What were they beefing about? It couldn't be anything serious, Miata Boy. What the hell were they beefing about? Guru was making fun of him for getting knocked out or something like that. Unbroken said he's having fun. He worked for it. Yeah, he did. He did. Shout out to the Guru. Ruby Z said the same thing I was saying, though. Damn, Guru lost all his fabricated aura in a 48-hour window by coming to the United States. He did lose some of his aura. He did lose some aura, but that's okay. I won't hold it against him. I'm going to let it be. Emmett Guru does not look real. Let's listen to Elena the Plug speak about the upcoming boxing match between her two lovers, Adam 22 and Jason Love, shall we? Guru's making MMA mainstream more than the UFC is. I definitely see what you're saying, Miata Boy. I definitely see what you're saying. I don't know about if mainstream is the correct word, but there's a hint of that. There's a hint of mainstream that comes from Guru. I've seen NFL players watch his stream and shit like that, but more so, he got a cult-like following within the MMA community, something that nobody really has.
You know, trying to decide who I'm going to sleep with on fight night, I just feel like there's so many factors. Do either of these guys have any energy left for sex at the
Dimitri Bivol. Dimitri Bivol, Unbroken.
end of the day? I don't know. I've never done a boxing fight. Adam, what do you think? I'm Lena Nersessian, aka Lena the Plug. My advice strategy is mostly trying to get Adam to be as angry as possible and just hoping that that red takes over. I'm trying to remind him, like, this is the man that had me biting the bed sheets. This is the man that made my body feel amazing. And
That's so out of pocket. That is so out of pocket. Just cucking him, even in her own private interview, he's getting cucked. In his own private interview, he's getting cucked. He's probably sitting in the chair in the corner right now as we speak. MJ World W. Jacob, my man MJ. WMJ.
my scene with him. So, you know, I'm just hoping that all of these things build up in his mind and he just like sees red and just goes for it and it just takes over. Ooh, better cardio. I mean, my experience with Jason's cardio is obviously only in the bedroom. I feel like he's pretty good. However, I see Adam train every morning. He goes hard. No one has ever gone harder on one of those little stationary bikes than him. So honestly, it's a toss-up for me. I really think that either of them could have it in the cardio game. No, my feelings towards Adam won't change if he gets knocked out by Jason, but he's gonna take Jason down. That's not even a question. I'm gonna give Adam the best lovemaking possible at the end of this fight. I've been seeing how hard he's been working, and I think he deserves all my love. You may have been able to take me down in the bedroom, but you are not gonna take down my husband.
You may have been able to take me down in the bedroom, but you're not going to be able to take on my husband. It's crazy work. That's crazy work.
Well, of course.
That is crazy fucking work. Jason loves saying there's beef with him and Adam. Let's hear it.
Well, of course Adam is going to play the cardio game. But listen, I have an amazing camp. My coach, Billy Patton, and then I have Rocco, and I have JJ, all tested guys who've won their training, man. And trust me, they're getting this cardio up right. So I will be running around with him, and I will be cornering him just like I was taught, and he's going to go down. He's standing on business for the Cucks, and I'm standing on business for Black.com. I have to make sure that they look good because they're sponsoring me. And if I lose, Michael Mars would not let me hear the end of it. Every time I get on set, he would have something crazy to say. So I got to come out there and I have to bring it.
Is there true animosity between you and Adam?
It's a little animosity because you got to remember, I smashed his wife and all the fans and people are saying all kind of crazy things. So he feel like he got to regain his manhood. And I'm here to try to make sure that I still take it away.
Why should people tune in for this fight?
Listen, it's going to be a show. I'm going to put on a performance, whether Adam is running or not. I'm going to be out there trying to take his head off. And you don't want to be the one to miss this live. You want to see this happening in real time.
All right. Now, Jason Love also dropped some training footage, which we will take a look at. MJ saying, who you got, bro? Shit. Come on, bro. I got Adam 22. I got Adam 22. Like I said in the past, you know, Adam brought fucking Jason Love into this world by letting him fuck his wife. You know, he upped his name. He upped his clout. Now, Jason Love made a name off of fucking Adam's wife. He can't double up and make a name off of knocking out Adam too. Adam got to make it even, and Adam got to knock his ass out for fucking his wife. Adam got to at least knock his ass out, beat him in the boxing match for cracking his wife, and make it even. In other words, Adam brought Jason Love into this world, and he best take his ass out. He best take his ass out. Unbroken. By the way, Dimitri Bivol is spelled B-I-V-O-L, in case you have any issues finding it. Dylan saying, did you see Luke Rockhold suggesting him doing power slap? I mean, all-time cope from Luke Rockhold. All-time cope from Luke Rockhold. Dylan. I think we'll pull that up after this. Let me see here. America First saying, I'd smash. What up, America First? Miata Boy says, same, but my family would be pissed. Why would they be pissed, Miata Boy? Oh, no, Adam is standing up for the Ian Garys of the world. No stress, Adam. From Miata Boy. Space Kid saying he got Jason Love. Franklin saying LMFAO. Make a poll. Unbroken. Adam boxes now. First boxing match. This is first one. Okay, let me make a poll. Adam or Jason Love? Luke should try pickleball instead. Yeah, he should abandon all fucking combat sports. Someone let Luke Rockhold know. He don't got it no more. Okay, so here's the footage Jason Love started posting.
What's up, baby? And like talking about my cardio, but we out here. What's up, baby? And like talking about my cardio, but we out here.
Been fighting all my life, but I've never professionally boxed before. I'm a lion. I love a challenge. Any prey in front of me gonna get eaten up. At the end of the day, I don't think there's any personal beef, but I would assume you have a slight vendetta against me for, you know, all the nonsense that people was talking in the comments and stuff, so you gotta prove yourself. I assume they love each other a lot, so I doubt if he would lose his wife to me, but at the end of the day, she's gonna look at him when he get home and say, at least you tried, baby. But the end result will be me standing up in the middle of the ring saying, good try, Adam. She's still gonna be proud of her husband. But she will look at me on social media and be like, why do you have to do that to my man? I wouldn't say it's destroying his manhood. At the end of the day, it takes some grit, you know, it takes some, you know, guts to even get into the ring. And to get into the ring with a lion like me, so, you know, kudos to him for that. And so at the end of the day, no matter if I'm whipping Adam's ass or I'm tapping Leonard's ass, none of that matters. I come with athleticism and determination, and I, you know, give him my all. Listen, he's going to see the difference between a man and a beast when we step into that ring on the 23rd. That's all I know.
My name is Adam22, aka Adam Grand Mason. I've always been kind of intrigued by the whole boxing thing, and when Aiden hit me up and sent me a list of names, one really stood out because only one of them had had sex with my wife, Jason Love. I said, you know what? I got to put on a show for the people. We're gonna run a little demo. Deep down, simmering inside of me, as much as I've become this sort of open-minded porn guy over the years, is there a little bit of hostility for Jason Love? I mean, that's certainly a possibility. You know, biologically, I have been programmed to want to have complete control of my wife, right? So the fact that he slept with her, my subconscious mind might be more bothered by it than my sort of conscious brain, if you feel me. It was kind of wild to see her screaming and biting the sheets and just freaking out because he's got this big old 10-inch thing on him. Did I feel a little bit of jealousy? I think it would be fair to say that, but at the same time, found it kind of arousing. You know, a lot of people like to throw the cuck term on me, and I gotta wear that with a little bit of pride. Yeah, you know, I'm not above enjoying seeing my wife get fucked by another guy. What could be more high stakes than your wife potentially seeing you get knocked out in the ring by the same guy that made her bite those sheets? Yeah, it's one thing to be a cuck, and it's another thing to be a cut who got beat in a boxing match by the same guy who fucked your wife. So I can definitely see how the stakes are high on this one. I'm not exactly worried about her taking off with him or anything like that, but you know, anything's possible. Maybe if he really puts on a demo, she'll be impressed and I'll be going home alone. Hey, Jason Love, you think it's cool to just bang my wife and then just go on living your life like everything's all good? Nah. I'm gonna see you in the ring on January 23rd, and I'm planning on putting belt to ass, so you better stay in the gym, buddy.
Damn, promising belt to ass come January 23rd from Adam is crazy.
Been fighting all my life.
Jason dropped a training montage. I'm trying to find it.
Yo, it's your boy J Love. The fight odds for the fight. Yo, it's your boy J Love.
How's it going? It's your boy.
Did he like delete it or something? Real only?
Control time, baby. And like talking about my cardio, but we out here.
Don't call it a comeback.
Hold on, let me see if I can find it. No, I won't be able to find it. There was some more elaborate training footage, but I guess somebody deleted it. Thinking again, saying, have you covered Nick Diaz yet? Yes, I have, homie. I covered him to start off the stream, so if you just rewind it, you can catch it. Shout out to everybody watching, though. Like the stream. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. January 23rd, we're watching Adam 22 versus Jason Love, and I know some of you boys saying, I ain't going to watch it. Oh, you boys finna watch it. You boys finna watch it. Don't lie to yourselves now. You boys finna watch it. Juice saying, what the fuck, bro? LOL. This is the shit that pops up when there's no UFC. Exactly. This is going to be the warm-up. We got fucking this on the 23rd, and then we got the real fight, Patty versus Gaethje, on the 24th. So shit, we stream in 2 nights in a row. We're going to stream Brandris 12, and we're going to stream UFC 324, the return, the first event on the Paramount era. And this is going to be the warm-up right here. Adam versus Jason Love. Thinking again, I will not be watching these two degenerates. Homie, you finna watch them. By the time the 23rd comes around, I will have done enough promoting to get you to want to see the fight. Thinking again, that's my goal. MJ World says, no dignity, only cares about money. You talking about Adam? Yeah, low-key. Ruby Z says, is Adam 22 part Natan Levy? I don't think so. I hope not. Juice Man, another zesty ass fight. Super zesty fight. MJ says, I can't understand how men like Adam exist. Honestly, I've tried to fucking think to myself, like, damn, could I like do what Adam has done as far as letting his wife get cracked? And absolutely not. No matter how much I try to compartmentalize the things that happen, there's no way I could ever get over that. There's absolutely no way I could ever get over that. Like, I couldn't even smash my girl after letting her get cracked by Jason Love. You feel me? Absolutely could never. Mentally, I would be so fucked for life. It'd be easier just to fucking move on at that point. But Adam's sticking with Lena, which is crazy. Juice says, I feel like they aren't even going to go for it. I think they will. I hope they will. I think they will. If Adam loses, he's got to skip stats, damn near skip the country. If Adam fucking loses, that'll be the worst fucking L in history. Letting a dude crack your chick, accepting a boxing match against him, and letting him crack your fucking chin. Insane. First he cracked his chick, now he finna crack his chin. Juice says, this promo convinced me not to watch. Oh, I'm finna watch this shit, homie. I'm finna watch this shit. And you are too, Jew. Come on now. We gotta watch it. Juice Man says, I'm really not going to watch. Damn. All these boys hating on it. I'm going to have to murder a lot of tubby virgin gamers in the chat that night. I'm broken and we're going to need you in the chat. Miata Boy says, this is like 2 weeks away, so I don't care. Unbroken, is his real name actually Love? LOL. No, I think it's a fake last name. He a corn star, so Love is fitting. Miata Boy, don't lie, Jacob. You're holding that camera, sitting in the corner for millions. Don't lie. Shit, I ain't doing it. If I do it, I'm breaking up right after. I ain't fucking sticking with and continuing. I'm not dealing with all that fucking mental trauma. Yeah, right. I couldn't deal with it. I've tried to envision a world where I could be like an Adam 22. Never happening. Not that I wanted to. I just tried to like think about how Adam gets over it, and I tried to put myself in his position, and I was like, there's no way I could ever get over that. Absolutely no way I could ever get over that. Even I think it's impressive how he keeps his cool when people press him about that shit, I'd be so embarrassed. Juice Man says, where you from, bro? I'm from California, Orange County, California. Orange County, California. If you're not familiar, it's kind of like LA. Just an hour away from LA. But no, that's pretty much the news on the day, boys. Pretty much the news on the day. We can scroll through the timeline one more time. Oh, by the way, Nick did message me back after I told him that you guys are denying that it's him in my DMs. And he goes, it is me, though. So Nick says it is him. For those wondering. Nick says it's him. OCA, I'm in Compton. Shit, what up, Juice Man? We not too far away, homie. You should know exactly where OC is then. I know where you at. Shout out to Juice Man. Shout out to Compton. Shit, when I was younger, we're like Patriots football out here. South County Patriots or something like that. I'll never forget going to Compton. We got our asses beat. Never forget that. Compton football, real good. Compton, Unbroken. Shout out to Compton. Shout out to OC. OC meets LA. I'm just scrolling through to see any viral stories or anything, but nah. Oh, I mean, here's this one. Charles Oliveira practicing the point down. The 10-second point down at the end of the Holloway fight for the BMF title fight coming up. Check it out. Charles Oliveira putting in work for that last 10 seconds of the Max Holloway fight. If it even makes it there. If it even makes it there. Y'all lost to Compton High or Centennial? Centennial, Juice Man. Centennial. I'm pretty sure Centennial. Actually, it might not be either, Juice Man, because we were fucking young. We weren't in high school. So if Centennial's like a high school, definitely not. But I'm talking about like Pee Wee football type or Pop Warner type shit. I'm talking about Pop Warner type shit. I don't know if that's it. I was too young to remember. I feel like I just misspoke there. But yeah, when I was on the South County Patriots, when I was like 12 years old, we went to Compton. We played against the Compton football team. We got our asses fucking beat. I'm telling you, we got our asses fucking beat. The point down is crazy. All good, Juice Man, all good. I should have disclosed that it was before high school. Unbroken says, I had a sword fight in a Compton bathroom once, but that's a long story. No diddy, Unbroken. Absolutely no diddy, homie. That got to be a long story, huh? What's the point down mean? Oh, Holloway. Holloway always points down in the last 10 seconds of his fight as just a straight up brawl. Just a straight up brawl. He points down 10 seconds left and they bang. That's how Max knocked out Justin Gaethje. Who else has Max done that with? He did that with Dustin Poirier. He did it with Chan Sung Jung, I believe. No, he knocked his ass out before that. I don't know where the point down originated. But he's been doing it for a minute. Mac's been doing it for a minute. Since before he fought Volk, he's been doing it. I want to say it originated with Calvin Kattar. Juice Man, glad I found your channel, bro. Shit, I'm glad you found it too, homie. I'm glad you found it too. You're going to enjoy it. We just took 2 days off. We're back, and we're going to be live for a minute now. I took my rest. I needed it. I need to regather myself, but we're about to go on another legendary run to start off this Paramount era. That's what we're about to do. Legendary run number 2 underway. The first legendary run was like my fucking 90-day streak, which just concluded like last week. But other than that, this is going to be the second legendary run that we're about to go on. So just get ready for it, Juice Man. We got lots of crash outs coming your way, homie. But yeah, that's pretty much the stream for the day. Pretty much the stream. Oh yeah, Ricardo Lamas. Thank you, Ruby Z. My man, Ruby Z. We always got the answers in the chat if I don't got something. Yeah, Ricardo Lamas. Yep, I agree with you. Ruby Z, you right. You right. I don't even need to agree. You just right, homie. Unbroken saying, oh yeah, why fall for that? You know you're going to lose. It's an ego thing, Unbroken. It's hard for these guys to turn it down. You know, for example, Justin Gaethje. If you up in points, it's not very bright to do that. I agree. I agree, but a lot of these guys do. It's like a last-ditch effort. It's like a man-to-man, you know. You're down in the fight, right? I'm going to give you a chance to win it right here, so to speak, Unbroken. That's kind of the thought process behind why Max does it. He usually does it because he's beating his opponents, and he's giving him one final chance. Right now, I'll give you the last 10 seconds. You lost this fight. I'll put my chin on the line. 10 seconds. Let's stand and bang. But all right, everybody. I will see you guys tomorrow for the stream. Oh. Colby Covington also shouted out ICE after his win at RAF05, which is hilarious.
Military, law enforcement, ICE, all the real heroes that stand up for us. So thank you to all.
So shout out to ICE. I'm just kidding. No shout out to ICE. All right. Peace out, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. We almost hit a 3-hour stream today, so pretty good stream. Like I said, I'll be back tomorrow. I'm sure we'll have some good news, and I will see you boys then. All right. Shout out to Juice Man for joining the chat, for subscribing, hopefully. Shout out to Ruby Z, Unbroken. Shout out to Nick Diaz for giving us our news today. Shout out to Miata Boy, of course. Shout out to Dylan. Shout out to Jew. Shout out to Thinking Again, MJ. Shout out to everybody. Franklin. Yeah, everybody who was in the chat. Trapper Kid, Space Kid. All you boys. America First for popping in. I think I saw like Jennifer was in here or something like that. Shout out to her. Lift and Inspire was in here. Shout out to Lift and Inspire. Tyler Betts. My man Tyler Betts. Saxby. Shout out to Saxby. Honestly, yeah, Colby, Saxby's chat saying GSP is too old and a legend. Let Colby wrestle Armon. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to Colby versus Armon. I wouldn't be opposed to it. But they're separate weight classes. Colby's one weight class above Armon. All right, shout out to everybody. Tom D even. Otto. Can never forget Otto. Tom D. Owen. Oh, Jessica, not Jennifer. Jessica. Gravy Show. AD Kid. Everybody. Shout out to everybody. All right, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. I named everybody I could. Oh, shit. We got a fucking $20 dono? What the fuck? Shit. Shout out to whoever donated that. 1 second. Let me read that motherfucker. My man. Shit. Shout out to HT as I'm leaving. You know, HT, I was reading out the chats. I'm like, there ain't no HT in here. Where the fuck HT been? Shout out to HT for the $20 dono, homie. Much appreciated, my man. On the way out, too. Thank you. You know I appreciate that shit, homie. HT, aka Weird One, saying a small dono for my man Jay. I've been here watching. Good work hosting, like always. My man HT, thank you again, homie. Shit. You ended the night on the best note possible, homie. It's definitely time to end the stream now, but I will see you guys tomorrow. I hope you guys appreciated the Nick Diaz update. And yeah, I'm sure we'll have something good for you guys tomorrow. But 100,000%, million%, Guaranteed, I'm live tomorrow. I'm back from my 2-day hiatus, and I'm back. All right? Back from my 2-day hiatus. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out, everyone. Thanks for watching.